disappointed in every one of you.
I'm sorry, I don't mean to offend you.
I'm disappointed in every one of you.
I kiss you on the mouth.
No, I'm not cool with that. I'm sorry.
One more time.
I'm disappointed in every one of you.
I mean, I'm dealing with degenerate animals.
Wait!
I'm disappointed in every one of you. Disappointed in every one of you.
All right, come on.
Honestly, I can't do it, man.
I'm disappointed in every one of you.
Let me tell you why.
It's gonna be all right, Nicky. Go ahead, shoot.
He just killed a fucking man.
What are you going to do about it?
Yeah, because you got nothing. You don't got a thing. Yeah, because you got nothing. You got nothing.
I want to get out of this rat hole. I want to get online. I need
BDA Boxing.
Welcome everybody to another BDA Boxing podcast, broadcasting to you live from the true north. Just playing around here with the soundboard. It's been a while since I haven't used it. You know I want to use that one again. So guys, thank you for joining us. Beautiful day here in the true north of Canada, flying solo by myself. Well, by myself obviously for the moment. But it's gonna get populated. Hopefully more people start joining in. Got a lot to talk about. I don't even know if we're going to be doing the who stays, who goes in 2 years, because there's a lot to talk about. Some people say there's no boxing. I disagree. There's a lot to talk about. So first of all, before we get down to the fun, let's get the business out of the way. Guys, thank you for joining us. You know the drill. Hit that like button, subscribe. Check out the recent videos we've been dropping on the channel. What else? If you get a couple of shekels, you know you can send them our way. But the most of the video super chat, the Patreon page or the PayPal page, the BDA PayPal page. But the most important thing is that you continue supporting the channel. Hit that like button, spread the BDA gospel. There's a lot of heathens out there who have not heard the word of BDA, the gospel of the boxing debate arena, and it is imperative that they listen to it. Also, what I wanted to talk about was the Kumatai. Guys, spread the word. This is sacred, neutral ground. So if anybody wants to debate from other channels, we're going to offer a safe platform for people to debate. There's going to be rules, not that many, but there's going to be certain rules which will limit the drama. And by the way, it has to be about boxing. I don't want anybody like, oh, I dislike this guy, so I want to debate him. No. If there's some dislike, okay, that always helps, but it has to be based around boxing. There has to be a specific issue that you guys disagree with. Okay, so that's essentially what we're talking about here. Shout out to who's in the chat from Syria, the Fish, Triple JJJ, shout out to Triple JJJ, Rivers, LDBC Killer, St. Brit Sports, shout out to St. Brit, Hollywood Hogan. Wait a minute, wasn't it Hulk Hogan before? Now he changed to Hollywood Hogan. Flu World Order. That's a good name. Subash Kunwar, SSB 28, Official Scorecard Boxing, Santos Romo, BOKS, The Straight G Turo, Timmy Nealon, Stephen Lawler, The Straight G, okay, where is it at? BOKS. I mean, more to come, I'm sure. Guys, Ben Martin is in there as well. By the way, Nesmatic is creeping me out with his comments. Shout out to Nesmatic. And shout out to St. Brit, who told me that I made a mistake when scheduling the show initially. And shout out to Jason Bourne as well in the chat room. Guys, thank you for joining us. I wanted to get to Oh, by the way, I'm going to be opening up the phone lines as always in a couple of minutes. So if you guys want to call in, you can certainly do so at that point. What was I going to say? Oh, yeah. Let's start with this, okay? Because this is, again, we're going to be doing the who stays, who goes segment, especially if more people join. Because if nobody joins, then I might not do it. But there's a lot of news going on right now, and I want to get to them. First of all, this article that just piqued my curiosity from boxing scene. Maybe you guys heard about it, but what's his name? Adrien Broner says he wants to retire, focus on a rap career of all things, unless somebody offers him. Now, I don't know who's going to offer him that type of money, but somebody offers him $10 million payday. Now, I have not seen the tweet in question, but apparently it's out there. Now, here's one thing that I got a problem with. First of all, I don't know who wrote this article because it says boxing scene staff, so it could have been anybody. It could have been the janitor who wrote it. Now, I'm not saying janitors can write good articles, but all I'm saying is I don't know who wrote it, so I don't know. It's more of an op-ed piece. But it says Broner has gone 0-1-2 in his last 3 fights. This is what I don't. This is what I dislike when writers want to paint a grim picture and they take a fighter, a world-class fighter, and they go, "Oh well, this guy he's in a bad." He's in a bit of a funk because his record is 0-2-3. It's like, okay, but he's 0-1-2 in his last 3 fights. But who has he fought? Mikey Garcia, Manny Pacquiao, and Jesse Vargas, who I thought Broner edged that fight. So once you look at the actual fights, it's not exactly something to be embarrassed about. But if you look at it just on paper, 0-1-2, you're thinking, holy moly, this guy hasn't had a win for 3 years or whatever. Trust me, Adrien Broner is a world-class fighter. He can hang in there with most people. Now, say what you want about him outside the ring, about how he's a bit of a wild card and a bit of an asshole, but it is what it is. But he says he wants 10 mil. Stephen Espinosa says, Broner says that Stephen Espinosa he hasn't heard from Stephen Espinosa, but he wants a $10 million payday. Now look, according to Forbes, that's right, I do read Forbes, by the way.
I read the article in Forbes.
He got paid $1 million for the Mikey Garcia fight. He got paid around $1 million, although it hasn't been established for the Jesse Vargas fight. And he got paid around $1 million too for the Mikey Garcia fight. Good paydays. Very good paydays. And he does bring in very good ratings. I remember at one point he was in the top 5 for several years, I believe, of high ratings for Showtime. So he can definitely bring in the ratings. I think about 13,000 people showed up for the Jesse Vargas fight. I don't know if the audience was papered, meaning they give away tickets for that one. But nevertheless, 13,000. I remember when Jose Luis Castillo, when he fought, I forget which fighter it was before the Ngojo fight. He fought some dude, and I think he couldn't even pull 2,000 people in there. 2,000 people for a guy who made a world-class fighter, by the way, who made for genuinely exciting fights, and who had just come off 2 banging brawls against Diego Corrales. Couldn't draw 2,000 people. He's Mexican, by the way. Mexican guy couldn't draw 2,000. So the fact that Adrien Broner is doing good numbers, both in attendances and in the ratings, he definitely deserves the money. Look, it's a business. If people want to see him fight, he deserves that money. Now, would I pay money to see Adrien Broner fight? No, because he doesn't make for entertaining fights. That's the reality. He doesn't make for entertaining fights. The Granados fight was boring. The Porter fight was boring, marred by clinching. He was the element that made the Pacquiao fight boring by trying to fight way too cautiously. Now, okay, on paper it makes sense, but if you're getting paid $5 million or whatever and it's a pay-per-view fight, you got to give people a little bit more. I understand also the Molina fight. It was boring, but hey, look, it was Molina Jr. He's one of the biggest punchers in the world. So if Broner wanted to play that one safe, I don't blame him. But still, what I'm saying is I wouldn't pay to see him fight. And so he definitely doesn't deserve 10 mil. He's not exactly set the world on fire. So no, he doesn't deserve 10 mil. But that's just Broner being Broner. Didn't he also demand $100 million, I think, for a Mayweather fight? Or something like that? I could be wrong. But as always, I had to go to the boxing scene message boards. And there's some interesting comments in there. A couple of funny ones too. Somebody says, he'll probably rap 2 words every 2 minutes on the beats too. He has no stamina. No stamina having motherfucker. People making fun of Broner's stamina. Come on. One thing said something interesting. Actually, I'll save that comment for later because it's a good transition for what I want to talk about next. Somebody else said, why the hell would anyone pay him $10 million? He refuses to try to win. He doesn't throw punches. He just makes stupid faces and fights to just survive 12 rounds. It's just played out. Guys, is it me or was it Adrien Broner? Didn't he change his style more or less? His tune, rather, once he hooked up with Kevin Cunningham? I think he started becoming a little bit more of a safety face first fighter once he hooked up with Cunningham. But it's true. He first of all, there's a lot to dislike about Broner in the ring too. I give him his props. He showed tremendous amount of courage against Maidana, but also he does make stupid faces in the ring. You look at that. I mean, okay, he's getting punched, but you should see me when I get punched. I look like a man, baby. I barely flinch. I'm like Sorong Visay. I don't. Okay, I couldn't even say that without laughing. No, but seriously, the thing I dislike about Broner is, and I'm not kidding about this, is he barks when he punches. Him, Lamont Peterson, Juan Diaz was another guy. I hate when they fucking bark and when they punch. You're not a chihuahua, man. Stop it. That's another stupid face he's making right there. But yeah, he became too much of a safety first fighter in recent years. And then the attitude he shows. He showed a horrible attitude when he got that draw against Jesse Vargas. He was going at it against Jim Gray. Then after the Pacquiao fight too, he was like, oh, I won the fight. And he was going after my man, Jim Gray. Stay away from Jim Gray. I'm telling you, that guy looks like a psychopath, man. He probably bites hookers like that other broadcaster. What was his name? Marv Albert? The basketball guy. He got... he apparently came out, he was biting prostitutes in the back. So, you gotta watch out for Jim Gray. I think he falls in the same category. What else was I gonna say here? So, that's the thing about Adrien Broner. But there was another article that was interesting here. Somebody said, I hope one thing that's gonna come out of all this, the pandemic, is that humble, hardworking boxers will get a shot at the limelight instead of their greedy, spoiled peers. Mayweather vs. Pacquiao robbed us of hundreds of good fights, and every time Broner is getting 10 mil, 10 other boxers are not getting life-changing money. I realize that this is a market and economy and people won't tune in for lesser-known fighters, but hopefully we have a chance for some good fighters to come through. Imagine the 2012 Golovkin starting now. At that time, Golovkin was offering to fight for free just to have his shot at the stardom. Maybe Triple G would have had easier time going through the ranks now. Okay, so he's asking a bit of a question. But it's true. What do you guys think about that? Do you think now with the pandemic, people are going to, the purses are going to get a little bit lower. People are going to have to start fighting for lesser money. And those that don't are going to have to heed their place for other fighters who are willing to fight for lesser money, but for at least they're going to get exposure, which they don't have now. And probably make for more entertaining fights. And that's what brings me to my other article that I want to talk about here, which is from Eddie Hearn. Hold on a second. I got two articles, actually. Okay, let's go to the Eddie Hearn article first. And then we'll get to that. Let's see what people are saying in the chat room. Paul Amok says, AB is trying to excel in a rap career. Apology Man says, Devin Alexander is the worst. Yeah, he really is the worst, isn't he? Well, actually... at barking. I think apology means at barking. Yeah, he is. Straight G Turo says Broner even wanted to fight Tekashi 6ix9ine, the rapper. Yeah, I mean, come on, what the fuck's that? And he was also getting into it with the Charlos. I mean, what the fuck? Alex Tancado says, my friend described that sound as a squeaky dog toy punch once. That's a good way of describing him, man. SSB says, BDA, what about Broner versus Khan in Saudi Arabia? They could give each other 10 million. You know what? Hey, if the Saudis are willing to give out that oil money, stop spending it on hookers, because they like to take hookers over there and put fish up their cunts and shit in their faces. So if they want to split for that fight, a Khan Broner fight, sure. I mean, I'd like to see it. It'd be an interesting fight. Somebody's getting knocked down. I think it's Khan, so I'd be willing to watch that one. Carlos Mendoza says, when you think about it, Khan, Danny Garcia, and Mikey Garcia all got better resumes than Adrien Broner. Cannot argue with that one, Carlos. Straight G Tour says, you open the phone lines yet? I'm about to. Mikey BS says, Adrien Broner doesn't need to come back to boxing. He's making millions selling bricks. Okay, wait a minute. That's completely unsubstantiated. We don't know that, man. He's not selling bricks. Unless you're talking about cinder blocks, then maybe he is. Maybe he set up a little sheetrock company or something. I don't know. Unrivaled Boxing Talking News. Shout out to Unrivaled. Says, good day, Mr. BDA. Top of the morning to you, boy. Saying Brit Sports is Galata was as mentally unstable as DSFG. Ah, come on. Virtuoso, shout out to Virtuoso, says BDA, does Adrien Broner bark when he sucker punches strangers in the streets? Oh, the chat room is on fire today. I'll tell you what. I don't know what you guys ate, but give me some of it. Stephen Lawler says Broner is durable and willing to fight anyone to his credit. The problem is he performs poorly in the big fights. Very well said, Stephen. Very well said. I mean, he can beat up guys like Ashley Theophane, Granados to a certain extent. You know, he can beat those guys, be one step ahead of them. But when it comes to Pacquiao, Mikey Garcia, there's something lacking. See, people always like to say, "Oh, it's Broner's problem is that he has no discipline." I disagree. He has discipline. He didn't have discipline, he wouldn't have been able to go 12 rounds against Maidana. He would have been stopped. The guy was in shape. The problem is he doesn't have fire under him. He lacks that next step. I'll give an example. Mayweather, Judah. Judah was actually outboxing Mayweather in those first 5 rounds. Shot for shot, he was faster than Mayweather. What did Mayweather do then? He adapted. He said, screw this, I'm going to start walking him forward, and I'm going to start landing a couple of body shots. And he started outslogging Zab Judah. Zab Judah didn't have the wherewithal nor the minerals to stand up to the onslaught that Mayweather brought. So that's the difference between a Mayweather and a Broner. Mayweather could actually push forward and take it up another gear. Judah couldn't. And it's the same thing with Broner. Straight G Tour says Broner is too predictable in his attacks. Absolutely. It's that lead right hand, jab to the body, and that lead left hook. That's essentially what he's got. Triple JJJ says, don't drink what Bucho drinks. Oof. Come on, wait a minute. Bucho is not drunk right now. Despite what you all believe, he's not drunk. All right? So I've had enough of these lies that people come up with. Well, Medardo Garcia just donated with a super chat. Shout out to Medardo. And he says, Adrien Broner will come back to fight Mike Tyson. Yeah, by the way, what's that about Mike Tyson? Everybody's talking about, oh, Mike Tyson's coming back. Mike Tyson. If he's coming back, guys, he's coming back for an exhibition fight. I think what he's doing right now is he's just trying to create some buzz in order to boost people's morals. Because I think he knows people love a good Mike Tyson story. So, you know, it's I don't think he's coming back for a real fight, guys. 53 years old, come on. And if he does come back, I wouldn't mind seeing him like what people are saying, a Shannon Briggs fight. You know, fight a fellow old man, but he's not coming back for a 12-rounder, I don't think. Ooh, Dan Rayfield in the chat room. He says, my sauces tell me Broner's fighting the county sheriff next. Oh, you people. Kenshiro, shout out to Kenshiro, says, well, recognizing Stu come on today. Hopefully, I'm solo here today for the moment, but hopefully more people are gonna jump in. If it's as beautiful a day as it is right here in Canada, then I think maybe that's why people are out and about. Well, let me tell you something. We got a whole lot of things to get to. Okay, so don't you worry about that. Also, by the way, I think there's another chance to remind you about the Kumatai. Don't forget that Kumatai. If you got somebody that you know wants to debate, a couple of boxing YouTubers, call them, tell them we got the boxing debate arena here. They can show up and settle their disagreements as it comes to it relates to boxing, by the way. I don't want any fucking personal beefs like, oh, this guy called me a motherfucker, this guy called me a racist. I don't care about that. It's a boxing channel first and foremost, right? We gotta keep boxing. Okay, so what I'm doing right now is I'm opening up the phone lines. But, you know, again, with the whole Broner thing, look, he brings in the ratings, he brings in crowds. He definitely has an online following. Okay, he definitely has an online following. So I do believe he deserves to get paid well. But 10 million, Adrien Broner, baby. Yeah, you're going a little bit overboard with this. But it does bring to mind something that I wanted to talk about. And I'm going to talk about as soon as I establish here the phone lines, which is a discussion about the purses. Too many people right now are getting paid big money. Now, look, fighters, they deserve their pay. I like boxers. I respect them. By the way, people, phone lines are open, so if you want to call in. But like I was saying, boxers deserve money more than any other athlete, I think. You know, yeah, hockey players, basketball players, baseball players too, and then golfers. They get paid a lot. They get endorsements because they're not controversial figures. But boxers, I mean, these people, if anybody deserves good money, it's boxers. All of this to say, you can't disagree though. What the fuck? Unrivaled says the call segment doesn't work on Discord. What do you mean? What do you mean? Hey, Gonzalo, can you try joining the Discord, please? See if it doesn't work. Por favor. Try joining in, man, because I want to. Unrivaled says it's not working. I saw Stu earlier. Stu, if you're listening, I don't know what's the holdup is. And if there is an issue, let me know in the chat room, police, so I can fix it. But you're not in a call, so I can't join your call. Oh, okay. I see. I tried already. Okay, I got you. Okay. Okay, I'm gonna call you Unrivaled, aka Mark. All right, hold on a second, guys. I'm gonna call. Hopefully he answers. All right, Mark, are you there? Mark, I can't hear you, man.
Yo, bro, what's going on, man?
Jeez. You were keeping me in suspense there, man. What the fuck?
Yo, I'm so sorry, bro. How's it going, man?
Good to have you on board, man. Listen, I want to talk about because Eddie Hearn just came. Actually, you know what? Okay, let me set this up first because we got a call. But I want to talk about because we're talking about Adrien Broner. He says he wants 10 mil for a comeback fight, which obviously he's BSing. But you know, I mean, if anybody deserves money, it's boxers. Eddie Hearn now came out and he says he had a. Yeah, I'm here. Can you hear me?
Hello.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you now. Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah. Eddie Hearn was having a bit of a disagreement with Bob Arum. He said in regards to purses. He says now post COVID, fighters might have to take a pay cut, and he says he's partly to blame too. He says for all these outlandish purses. And he says they're going to try to dial back on that. He also said that Bob Arum has also said that if he's going to offer fighters a certain amount of money, and then if they don't like it, whoops, too bad. We got other people in line willing to fight for the money. What do you think about that?
Well, I think that's the nature of one, COVID, and two, Eddie Hearn completely changed the market with the zone. They paid Mikey Garcia $7 million to fight Jesse Vargas. If that doesn't spell like absolutely crazy amounts of money, nothing else does. They need to lower it. It's becoming unmanageable at this stage, and there's a high chance we're not going to have any like gate money or anything. They need to give fighters pay cuts, and fighters need to understand that they can't get what they were getting before now.
Are you saying? Did you say Mikey Garcia got $7 million for the Jesse Vargas fight?
Yeah,
that's insane, man. Because I was just telling people that he got $1 million for the Broner fight. And Broner is say what you want about the guy. He brings in the ratings, and
that's according to Julius, and Julius had sources on that, so I'd say that's right.
Jeez, Louise, I gotta tell you, that's insane, man.
$7 million.
I gotta hold on because Gonzalo's telling me the link doesn't work.
Well, I create a new link, Mr. BDA.
Okay, yeah. So I'm sending it to him, right?
I will.
No, wait a minute. Yeah, no, it's working now. It's working. Yeah. Okay. Okay, hold on a second. Let's get to this. Jeez, Luis. Okay, 2 calls already. Let's go to the phone lines real quick. Let's go to 832. You're on the line. 832. 832. You're on the air.
Hello?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah.
What's up, man? Could you please identify yourself so we know what to call you?
Oh, like what do you mean?
Well, I want what do I call you? Because if you don't give me a name, we're gonna give you a name.
All right. Just call me Arturo Gatti.
No, I'll call you El Watusi. All right, Watusi, what's up?
No, this guy's El Flaco.
No.
El Flaco. El Flaco.
My real name is Arturo Garcia.
No, it's El Flaco now, man.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, Flaquito, go ahead.
All right. What do you call it? See, the thing is now is that you don't even have to be a good boxer to make a lot of money.
Mm-hmm.
Like, for example, Adrien Broner, he does a lot of things outside the ring to get him a lot of what they call clout.
Mm-hmm.
Anyways, he gets all this clout, right? And like what did he do to earn the Pacquiao fight? Just think about that. Like,
well, yeah, that's a good point.
And it's not just him too.
That's a good point. Well, listen, with Adrien Broner, I like I said before, he does bring in good ratings for at least for Showtime. He used to, and he brings in good amount of crowds. But you're right, he didn't really do much to deserve. Wasn't he coming off the draw before with Jesse Vargas before he fought Pacquiao?
Yeah.
Yeah. So you're right. Yeah. What the? Why?
Yeah.
Go ahead, Kohler.
It's crazy.
Yeah. So
for example, Mikey Garcia, he lost to Errol Spence, and he still got what you said, $7 million.
Well, that's according to my not co-host here, but on rival here.
Yeah.
And my sources, according to Julius. So
let's just say he made $1 million against Broner, right? And he won that fight. And who did he fight after Broner?
who did Mikey fight after Broner?
Yeah, like who did he fight? I don't remember.
Sergey Lipinets and Robert Easter.
All right. See, he was out here. He moved up in weight, and he was dropping these guys. He was putting up pretty entertaining fights, right? So I think people were like, "Hey, this is my guy. This is Mikey Garcia," especially the Hispanics and everything. You know, we gonna support that. So we see him go up against Spence, and you know the hype train's at an all-time high for Mikey. And you know what I'm saying? Even though he lost, I mean, I don't know what people were thinking, but he's still making money regardless. So I mean, people will support you no matter what. I don't know.
So okay,
I don't know how I think about that. But.
Yeah, no. Listen, Eddie Hearn and Bob Armour are talking. They say they want to cut some of these guys or dial them down because their excuse is the economy post-COVID is not going to allow it. Now, some people are going to say, "Wow, look at these fucking greedy promoters. They're going to look for any excuse to cut the pay." But it's true, man. I mean, $7 million. If it is true, $7 million for Mikey Garcia, and then that's why you got now Danny Garcia and Errol Spence is going to be on pay-per-view because Fox Sports and Showtime, they can't afford these purses. Well, I mean, Showtime could, but I don't know if they're going to come back into boxing. So now they got to put this stuff on pay-per-view, and it's not a pay-per-view fight. I mean, I don't even... Guys, did Errol Spence really make $300,000 against Sean Porter? $300,000 pay-per-view buys, I mean. Was that actually confirmed? Do you believe it?
I believe it.
Shit.
Caller, what do you think?
I think I believe it too.
Oh, you do believe it, huh?
I think he did, actually. Yeah.
Well, I'm going to look into this, Arturo. I'm going to look into this because I don't believe it. And I don't believe Adrien Broner deserves $10 million. I think he deserves $1 million, which is generous enough. And that's what I'm giving him. And if he doesn't like it, guess what? He can go jump in the lake. All right, Arturo? Listen, we got to move on.
But look, like think about it.
Okay.
Now think about this real quick, though. If Mikey Garcia made $1 million against Broner, and then Errol Spence beat Mikey Garcia, after that, and he dominated him at that, I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if he actually made $300,000 against Sean Porter.
300,000 pay-per-view buys. Yeah, listen, I mean, to me, it's not about whether you beat the guy that earns you your pay. It's about whether people want to see you fight. All right, by the way, Mark just sent me an article here. It says Garcia versus Vargas purse payouts confirmed. Garcia Vargas a maximum 2.5 million. No, wait, what? Oh, I gotta click on this motherfucker.
Yes.
Okay, well, what did it say? Did it confirm that it was 7 mil that Mikey Garcia got?
Yeah, if you just click on it, it says Mikey Garcia guaranteed purse $7 million.
Hold on. Geez, that's a lot of money. Yeah, that's insane. Hold on, let me put it up on the screen here for people in the
if
chat.
You scroll down to where it says Garcia Vargas Porsche payouts
I got you. Look at that. Garcia got Vargas got 1.2, which is a lot. Then again, he did fight Pacquiao and a whole bunch of other people, and he made, he was a name. Mikey Garcia, 7 million. Now we have to assume that that 7 million they paid him was Eddie Hearn's way of getting him to the zone, right? Enticing him. That's right. The carrot at the end of the stick. or the enchilada in this case. Hey, I'm Mexican. I can say that. Arturo, what do you think about that? So you just last question because we got to move on. Do you think Garcia deserved $7 million against Jesse Vargas?
To be honest, not really.
All right. Well, there you go, man.
Like,
See, like, no, but it's true, man. Because it's true. Because if he got paid $7 million against Vargas, how much is he gonna want to fight? I don't know, Lomachenko. If they, if Bob Arum wants to do business with him or any other top fighter, it's gonna be insane. All right. Listen, Arturo, we're gonna have to move on. Thank you for calling in, man. We'll catch you on the next one. All right. Arturo, stop talking to your girlfriend, man.
All right, appreciate it.
Take care.
All right, take it easy, man. He's talking to his abuelita or his girlfriend. I don't know. All right, shout out to Arturo. Thank you for calling in, man. El Flaco. He was Arturo, man. Come on. All right, let's go to real quick. 917, you're on the air. 917.
Hey, what's up, BDA? Good afternoon, everyone.
Good. How you doing, man? Who is this, by the way? I always get people confused.
Yeah, no, this is, I don't come here that much, but this is David from New York.
I
called in a few times.
I think I remember you, man. You got to make an impact. You got to make an impact like last caller.
We had very good conversations in the past. It was good. It was good. Healthy.
That's the key word.
Yeah, so, I was listening to the previous caller when he was talking about how you no longer have to be highly skilled to get paid more than boxers who are better than you. What better example of that when the Zone put 2 YouTubers as a main event over actual boxers? And I don't know how much
a
they
different
got paid,
circumstance.
KSI, Logan Paul. They probably got paid so much. They probably got paid a lot for having next to no skills because it's a business. People, it's not about how good you are. It's about how much people want to see you. Like Broner, I think at this point, people want to see him lose. They want to see him embarrassed, but then yet they want to see him. That's why I think, from a business perspective, he does deserve to get, the draw, the pay that he gets paid.
Mark. Yeah, I guess just Mark wanted to say something about that. Mark, you said something.
Yeah, that's a different circumstance. When you're talking about skilled, it's skilled in comparison to other boxers. Like, I think a much better example of it would be something like, Oscar Rivas and Dave Allen. Dave Allen's made a lot more money than Oscar Rivas in his career, which is crazy to think of it. When you're comparing, like, YouTubers and stuff like that, you need to remember, like, yes, it's a business and whatever, and yeah, they're boxing, but those men have 40 million people subscribed to them. 40 million. You can take Anthony Joshua, Saul Canelo Alvarez combined, and Manny Pacquiao, and they don't have as many followers as those two guys across social media.
It's a good point.
Yeah, no, that's true. I just feel kind of bad for like the actual boxers who actually, dedicated entire lives. And how do you feel to have these two, just YouTube casual people come and get paid more than you and main event over you? I would feel some type of way, but it is what it is. I'm not mad about it, but I'm just pointing it out. And I saw the title of the chat that says who do you think is going to go and stay, in the 2-year time span. I think Triple G would be gone in 2 years, because I'm a big Triple G fan, don't get me wrong, but then I saw his decline. I've been witnessing his declines for years now. And I think another 2 years later, the man's going to be 40. And unless he's fighting like really bad competition, I don't think he's going to be able to hang in there, especially not against Canelo. Like, no way. And his when he fought Derevyanchenko, and I think he lost that one, and they gave it to him.
You know what, man? Yeah, that Derevyanchenko fight, I definitely think he felt the effects of that one days after, because it was a brutal fight, man. He, sometimes you get hit in the arms, you get hit in the stomach, and all. You feel the punches the next day and all that. But he was getting his head snapped back. I mean, that for rounds, especially late in the fight, I think he felt his age afterwards, and now he's rethinking whether he wants to be in that type of fight again. Now, look, Gennady Golovkin is a monster. He's a fighter through and through, but he has to know his days are numbered. Now, in 2 years, is he going to be gone? Maybe not completely, though, because again, the title of this, of the point of this escapade that we're doing here is not necessarily whether they're going to be disappearing completely, but whether they're going to be in a better place than they are now or in a worse place. That's partly what we're talking about. So, but you think he's going to be completely gone? in 2 years.
Okay, not completely gone, but the Triple G that we know, the Triple G that he was that we all grew to love, that Triple G will not be here in 2 years. If he's still fighting, if they match him up with someone like a Steve Rose, he'll keep knocking him out. But any top tier guys, no, man.
Guys, what do you think in the panel?
I think there's a possibility Golovkin could be gone. I think there's a possibility. I mean, he's meant to have his fight with Cesaro Meta, and then after that, the Canelo fight. And if he loses that, he may just leave and go into his promotional thing. He's got to. How many fights
he's got left on his contract on Rival?
I think it's 3, 4, something like that.
It was a total of 6, right?
5 or 6, one or the other. I'm not sure.
Hey, by the way,
he did the roles. Yes,
we did do Golovkin when we did the whole thing here. So, no, actually, we didn't do him. What the fuck? How come he's not on my list here?
6, he's had 2 fights. Cesaro Meta would be the 3rd, and Canelo would be the 4th. But the other thing about that, is we don't know if that's guaranteed. I think it's if he continues winning or something, Gonzalo. I'm not 100% sure what the stipulation is on that, or if there's a clause for him to get out, because he does actually have a stake in the zone. He got equity, didn't he, from that negotiation? And he now has his own Triple G promotional shows. So, and it looks like he's more interested in that with the guys like Ali Akhmadaliev and everything, like Ali Akhmadov and stuff like that. So, yeah, we could see a little change from Triple G. Maybe in 2 years' time he could be on his last 1 or 2 fights, and then after that he's done. Wouldn't be surprised.
He also did the Deryachenko fight, so he got about 3 left. But he does owe the public and the zone for the $110 million contract at least 1 fight with Canelo, maybe 2 tough fights.
He only gets 110 million if he fulfills that contract, by the way.
Yeah, and that's the article
from that he got paid for it. But I think the zone, that was not a good investment on their part. I'm happy Triple G got paid, but I think the zone wanted more. They were probably expecting more out of the last end of his career, because that's when they signed him.
You know what, man? That's what I heard. I heard that Thomas Hauser wrote an article on Boxing Scene, I think last week, and he was talking about what the boxing landscape is going to look like. Wait a minute, did you just say when I say Thomas Hauser?
I can't stand Thomas Hauser.
Me neither. I mean, did you remember that article he did after the Mayweather-McGregor fight, and how he was pontificating about how it was a circus and it was bad for boxing, and how Mayweather and
Thomas Hauser's bad for boxing.
By the way, I didn't know
I stand by that.
I didn't know he was that old, by the way. I thought he was a little bit younger. But he's in his 70s, I think.
I can't stand him.
Okay, but can you tell me why?
Yeah, when the Dillian White situation, how Thomas Hauser broke that news.
No.
He compared Dillian White testing positive to Maxim Dadashev being killed in the ring by somebody.
Okay, come on.
I'm sorry to interrupt, guys. I have to leave, but it was nice calling in.
First of all,
take care, David.
Hold on, David. You
have
can't.
A question.
Hold on, David. You can't leave. I tell you when to leave.
I have a question for David.
No, I'm
David, were you a caller who once upon a time predicted?
I gotta go.
Okay, man. I don't know.
But I'll be listening though. I'll be in the chat.
Hold on. Before you go, Mark wants to ask you a question because we're getting tangled up here. Go ahead, Mark.
Yeah.
Yeah. One quick question. Did you predict Wilder would beat Fury in 1 round, David?
Not 1 round. I did get the Wilder prediction wrong, but I didn't say 1 round. I said Wilder was gonna knock him out, and I came back and I told Stu, "All right, my bad. I'm sorry. You were right." Listen, that was a conversation where I used to call in all the time. But listen, that was me. But anyhow, I gotta go. Thank you.
All right, take it easy, David. Take it easy, David. Thank you for calling. Well, Mark, what are you doing? Harassing our callers that way? You're trying to rub.
I'm not harassing. I'm just asking, is that who he is? No, because he used to call in, and then since then he hasn't.
No, okay, but first of all, you're smooshing mud on his face, like, you got it wrong, and also the tone that you did.
I'm not.
There was
I'm
a bit of a hold on.
If that's him.
There was a bit of a sensuality in your tone, so it could consider sexual harassment if somebody wanted to take it that far, right? So you better watch it, man. That's all I'm saying.
Excuse me.
BDA.
That's sexual harassment. That's sexual harassment, assuming that's my sensuality. Don't assume.
Okay, man. I'm sorry.
He sounds like a very poor person, right, BDA?
Who?
I gotta go, guys. The guy that called.
Well, David had to go for some strange reason, and then the Arturo, his abuelita was telling him to get off the phone. So it's like, so far, our callers don't have a lot of freedom.
they're pretty busy during the COVID time, right?
Exactly.
You would imagine
Yeah.
it'd be like otherwise.
Now, listen, guys. Thank you for calling in, man. And more people call in. The phone lines are open. So,
And if you do go out, don't forget to wear your face mask.
come on. Those face masks don't do shit. Wait a minute. Kenshiro in the chat room says David's mom was telling him that his cookies and milk were ready. See, that's what I like about the chat room. They'll make fun of everybody. They'll make fun of me for being.
Harassment.
Was that?
That's harassment.
Ah,
saying
come
that
on.
David's giving them our cookies and
Listen,
milk. That's kind of.
If you haven't gotten,
provocative.
if you haven't gotten made fun of by the people in this chat, you're not part of the team. Everybody has to be getting made fun of, man. Come on, it's a hazing ritual. It's part of the. It's part of being growing up and being an adult. That's what it's all about. But yeah, Thomas Hauser, man. First of all, do you guys know who Abel Ferrara is? Mm-hmm. He's a movie director. That's what he looks like. Thomas Hauser looks like a slightly healthier version of Abel Ferrara. Hold on, let me show you what I'm talking about. And I'm gonna share my screen with you guys on the Discord so you can see what I'm talking about too. Give me 2 seconds here. There we go. It's Abel Ferrara, director of, I think it's Ferrara, whatever. Director of such luminary films as Bad Lieutenant and King of New York. That's Thomas Hauser right there. Look at him. That's Abel Ferrara, who used to smoke crack, by the way. And that's Thomas Hauser. I gotta tell you, yeah, there's differences, but they do look like.
Thomas Hauser kind of looks like a mop with a receding hairline.
A mop with a receding hairline.
He kind of looks. Do you remember those like Jack in the Boxes that jump out like at the end of the spring? He kind of looks like one of them with no makeup.
Oh, come on, man. You know what, man? We're gonna get taken down for harassment here. You're harassing the callers. Now you're making fun of Thomas Hauser. I'm telling you, it's not gonna end well for us here.
Do you want me to harass you?
I think you already did in the beginning of the show.
You started it.
All right. By the way, Celtic, I don't know if Celtic 67 says type P into the search engine, please, Mr. BDA. Type P. Oh, he wants to see if I got porn in there. Trust me, if I had porn in there, I would share it with all of you guys.
You need him to type in S. You're gonna get scat coming in, snuff coming.
Okay, come on. Like that. No. See, now you're fucking. Now you're going too far, man. Oh, jeez. All right, that's enough.
And sodomy. Oh, Jesus.
Okay, now wait. Now you're going too far, man. Come on.
Shame on you!
Yep, the soundboard is back, ladies and gentlemen. All right, listen. So what we're talking about? Oh yeah, so they're cutting off the purses. That's what they want to do. Now I got a couple of quotes here. This is from the Hauser article. And listen, say what you want about Thomas Hauser. He writes some good articles. He says Top Rank has told ESPN that it needs more money, not less, from the networks to make up for the loss of the live gate, plus increased medical costs and other expenses associated with the coronavirus. ESPN, which has its own financial issues, has been largely unsympathetic to that point of view. Now, wouldn't ESPN want to get back on board with live events as soon as possible? That's what I'm assuming.
Not if it comes at a loss.
But listen,
like them, they have the $5 app, and I think that was a good thing in hindsight because look, I had the zone and I was doing month by month, and when this whole thing went down, I canceled my zone. Why keep it? I mean, I'll rejoin when the live boxing starts coming back on. But I don't know, for $5, if a lot of people canceled their ESPN app, the zone was much more expensive.
You gotta understand something. I know jack squat about business and running a channel. I mean, I YouTube channel, all right. But even because I was under the impression, okay, ESPN is owned by Disney. Disney, they got money up the wazoo. I'm thinking, wouldn't it behoove them to start putting some sporting events, even at a loss early on, and just get the ball rolling? Because I mean, UFC. Listen, say what you want about fucking Dana White. That guy goes for it, man. He says, all right, as soon as we can go live, we're going live. And he did it. Now, I don't know. Do any of you guys know how many pay-per-view buys that they did? Because I know that I don't think they revealed that the UFC. But
I heard it was something like 600K.
It's pretty good.
It's not bad.
Yeah, it's really good. You got to think that they're not doing the the closed circuit where they play the fights at the bar, because the UFC sells a lot of those in the restaurants. So people are buying the cards in their homes because they can't go out, even with the lack of maybe money to. I think people still want to see sporting events, right?
Yeah, people still want to.
Yeah.
Well,
so regardless if people have limited funds, they're still gonna pay.
Well, but it does bring up a good point here from the chat. Amok PvP says, yeah, but that fight card was stacked. So yeah, so it's gonna bring me to another point here. But first, I want to address Subush Kunwar says 700K, and I'm looking at Yahoo Sports, and indeed it does say UFC 249 generates over 700,000 pay-per-view buys on ESPN Plus. Pretty good numbers.
I undershot.
Yeah, you did. You undershot. Didn't your ex-girlfriend say that?
Imagine undershooting with 650K. Didn't my girlfriend say that? Yeah. A few times.
Okay, I got a question for you guys. Which fighters right now, if you put them on pay-per-view, which boxers, I should say, could actually make 700,000 pay-per-view buys? Right? I mean, it's an interesting question. I mean,
Joshua and Canelo.
Yeah, and they would have to be matched up, in a smart fashion, in a competitive fashion, rather. We can't. They can't give us Canelo versus some fucking tune-up, or even against Andrade. I don't think it would. Actually, Andrade, might do 500K. I don't know, but the point is this, man. That people were starved for some live sports, and it seemed like they gravitated towards that fight. Plus, like Amak said, it was an actually pretty good card, which brings me to my next point, which is that Eddie
Boxing
Hearn.
is the way to do it, BDA. Let me just, after you're finished.
No, go ahead.
I was just gonna say, like in let's say for example, basketball or baseball. To bring those back, you would have to bring many teams back, because why would you just bring one off, like two teams playing each other without having like an organized competition where many teams are playing?
Mm-hmm.
You have to bring back the whole organization. In boxing, you can bring a one-off, and if two guys are willing to risk fighting each other, man, and taking that gamble, just bring us a good fight. Those guys are the ones that are gonna make money.
Fantastic point from Gonzalo. That's why Gonzalo gets the big bucks, man, because it's true. It's the UFC, it is an organization, and they came back. But boxing, it's in a bit of a better position because they can do a fight-by-fight basis. It's not like with the fucking, the English Premier League. They gotta mobilize, and they gotta work out a schedule for the whole year, how they're gonna do it, how they're gonna adapt. Boxing, it's got a little bit more flexibility to it. So in that aspect, I should say you are right, Gonzalo. In regards to the actual fights and the purses, Eddie Hearn just came out and he says that every promoter now he's talking to says we need to start controlling fighters' purses. He says, I have no problems for a fighter making a lot of money, but the numbers have got to stack up, and also it's got to be a fight that people want to see. I forget where he said it in this article, but he says he doesn't want to bring Devin Haney back against some fucking no-hoper. Oh, here it is. He says, Eddie needs to participate. Actually, that's not the quote. There was a quote. Hold on. Do I have it here? Where he says, we got to bring back 50-50 fights. He doesn't want to bring in mismatches, which is good. Because, I mean, think about it, guys.
I'm sorry. But when Eddie Hearn says the term, we got to bring back 50-50 fights, isn't Eddie Hearn the same guy who said Anthony Crolla and Lomachenko's a 50-50 fight?
I don't remember, man. You tell me. Did he say that?
Yeah, yes, he did. He said he said some serious stuff. Like he labeled Dominic Breazeale Anthony Joshua a 50-50 fight in his first defense.
And that wasn't even a promotion that he was involved in. What the fuck? Why is he going? Why is he being hyperbolic if he has no stake in that? Anyway, but yeah, look, that's boxing promoters for you. They're liable to be outlandish. But listen, hopefully he's being serious. Hopefully, out of economic necessity, they give us competitive fights. But like when it comes to Top Rank, aren't they talking about bringing in Shakur Stevenson against some nobody? That's what I heard. Scott Brown says no one's going to subscribe to the Zone for tune-ups and showcase fights. Exactly. It's a listen. Almost everybody out there. It's a precarious situation right now. People don't really have that much money to spend, and if the promoters give us shit fights, guess what? No one's gonna watch. Especially since they're already out. They're already out of a gate. There's not going to be any people for the time being. Bob Arum has said that on early June is when he wants to start putting on fights again. But he says that they're going to be done without a crowd for the time being. And they don't know how long that's going to last. Oh, and by the way, they're already talking about the second wave. The second wave of virus. So it's, even a fight like Lopez Lomachenko, which they're talking about doing it on in September, that might get pushed back as well. So it's a whole mess right now with when it comes to sports. But like I said, hopefully there is a silver lining out here. Listen, here's what Eddie Hearn said. He says, "That's not me, that's math. If you haven't got the money coming in anymore, the only way you can make shows work is to reduce costs. And major cost of a show is the purses. I'd like to go away from that, and I don't want to reduce purses if we can help it. I just want to make sure we're putting on proper fights." That, virus or no virus, that really is the bottom line. If you're going to pay fighters big purses, at least make those fights competitive. Enough coddling fighters. Look, guys like Mikey Garcia, guys like Demetrius Andrade, Anthony Joshua, they don't need any more tune-ups. Make the big fights. If you got to spend a little money, spend a little money. You think the Zone wasn't giving Eddie Hearn money and Golden Boy to do whatever they had to do? And they still put on certain events were shit events. Because boxing, it's business as usual with a lot of these guys. Business as usual. Hey, let's put this guy against a no-hoper. Hey, let's put that guy. No, that Al Heyman doesn't want to negotiate with us. Okay, we'll take the ball to our house and put on shitty fights. Enough. We don't want to see that type of stuff anymore. And with this COVID thing, it's not going to happen anymore. Hopefully. Anyway, listen, I think we've talked enough about that. Unless you guys have anything else to say about the finances of the whole COVID situation.
The finances.
I'm all for seeing fights without a crowd, though, especially since you get to hear the full impact of the thudding of the punches.
Mm-hmm.
That's a good thing. And also, like for those guys that sometimes the bright lights affect them, you might have a good fighter that might perform better without a crowd, and he just might piggyback off that performance and step into his own, and not be so intimidated the next time around when crowds start filling in. So you never know.
That's true.
Might be good for some people.
Gonzalo's coming in with the heat today, man. Let me tell you, he's bringing up some. Not that he doesn't. What's that?
We're gonna see Rolly Romero show us full potential because this guy is a world sparring champion. So the second he goes out there with nobody around him, he's gonna light people up, and he's no longer gonna be intimidated when the lights go down and show us what he can really do. Because when the lights are on, he looks garbage. Sparring, he beats everyone.
Well, you know what? There are guys.
What about?
Go ahead, Gonzalo.
Sorry, what about like Ryan Garcia, the guys that are like attention whores? Maybe those guys, they don't perform as well,
Yeah, maybe, man. That's a good point. Maybe they feed off the crowd. You're right. Maybe Ryan Garcia, he's going to have to do, I don't know, they're going to have to put a poster of Mario Lopez on the roof or something for him to get pumped up during the fight because I don't know how he's going to do it without a crowd. He loves that crowd. He loves that attention. That's a good point too, Gonzalo. What else was I going to say? Oh, we got Recognize in the building too. Recognize, are you there?
Hello.
That's an apology man type's introduction. Hello.
Yeah, exactly. What's going on, guys?
All right, I don't know who's saying that, but it's a lot of noise in the background too. What was I going to say?
What's going on, gentlemen?
Not much, man. Listen, we were just talking about how supposedly Eddie Hearn and Bob Arum, they want to reduce purses for fighters now based on the whole COVID thing because there are not going to be any crowds and all that. So Bob Arum is the one that came out and was very adamant about it. He said, look, if we're going to offer a set amount of money to these guys and if they say no, we move on to the next fighter. So he's not going to take any crap from these guys.
Yeah, maybe it works. Maybe it doesn't. I don't know. It's going to be hard, without fans. Baseball already told states, nah, we're not interested in playing without fans. So other sport teams might do the same thing. They might see that baseball might be the trendsetter in that, They already told him, work on a better plan or we're not coming back this year.
Oh.
Yep.
Jeez, Louise. So
it's not as easy as people are making it out to be. I mean, look, I hope boxing comes back. I hope sports come back. But trust me, not as easy as, well, force them to, take pay cuts and force them to do this. Especially when it comes to team sports, definitely not that easy.
Yeah, especially with the unions. Those guys are unionized, right? Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, a couple of players already spoke out and said we're not interested, and that's it. Everybody follows suit.
Jeez, Louise. Imagine if boxing could do that. Hey, who's the Frank Sabatka of the Major League Baseball Association?
I
think
muted himself.
Yeah, he just muted himself. All right, listen. Who cares, man? What was I going to say? All right, listen. Let's move on to or actually, I got a couple more news here, man. I don't know. What do you guys think? Should we do a who stays, who goes in 2 years, or do we just keep talking about the news? And I got a whole bunch of articles here from. I got my.
Ask the chat.
Yeah. All right, guys. What do you want? Actually, you know what? Let's go to. Hold on. Let's start with one fighter. We start off with Golovkin. So David say he thinks Golovkin is not going to be in a position of prominence in 2 years. What say ye?
Golovkin?
Yeah.
He'll be 40, right?
Yeah. Let me check it out.
Damn near.
Yeah, he's 38 now. So.
Damn near 40.
Yeah, he'll be 40 years old. I don't think. Nah. I mean, if he's still around, he's not going to be. He's more likely not going to be a top dog anymore. I say no. He's not around.
Let me just check Firefox real quick because you guys are saying no, and indeed he's 38. So in 2 years, it figures he'll be 40.
Yeah. Let me give my quick take. He's 38 right now.
Yeah.
His next fight is meant to be Cesaro Meta, and then after that, they want to have the Canelo fight. Then after that, he has 2 more fights with DAZN because it's a 6-fight contract.
Right.
So by the time the Canelo fight should happen, he should probably fight Cesaro Meta sometime this year. Now that we're looking at the possibility of no arena shit, so he'll have that fight, and then the Canelo one probably in May next year. Then by November, he may have another fight, or April. Yeah, I'd say he'll be done by the end of 2021. Golovkin will retire.
I mean, he's a good boxer. He's got good ring IQ, but I don't think his reaction time is there to prolong his career. Like, let's say, Bernard Hopkins, who was also a good boxer. There's something about him that tells me he got the hard chin and he got the boxing skills, but something about him tell me that he won't be as successful as an older guy as maybe a Bernard Hopkins.
My question then becomes this, because I mean, remember, it's not an absolute go, as in, he's gonna completely disappear from the sport. What I'm saying too is he going if he does stick around, is he the type of guy that's gonna start racking up losses against guys he wouldn't have been losing to, 5 years earlier?
No, I think even at 40, unless you're a top 5 middleweight, Golovkin will beat you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I agree with Mark.
When he gets to 40, the only guys who'd be able to beat him are the Canelos, the Derevianchenkos, the Danny Jacobs, the Andres, the Charlos at that stage might be able to beat him. But you're not going to see a Selecki go in there and dominate Golovkin in 2 years' time. It's just not going to happen.
Okay, so Mark, that brings up a good point here then, or a good question rather, because we gotta analyze this. If we say he stays, he goes, we gotta give a little more context.
He doesn't want to. He doesn't want to. When he was doing his DAZN negotiation, he demanded equity. Lone tells me he kind of is looking towards the retirement stage. He wants the Canelo fight. He pretty much demanded that be part of it. That's not because I just want to right my wrong. He's looking towards it. Should be plainly obvious to see.
He was definitely
he wants to fight Camille
round.
Cesaro Meta as one of those fights on his contract. Come on, that's not somebody.
He's got like 5 knockouts in 21 fights. Yeah, no punching power. Derevianchenko definitely hurt him in the 3rd round. And I think the Martirosyan, the Nightmare, he hurt him in the 1st round. with the lead jab. So I mean, he might be wearing down as far as his resistance.
You know, it's okay. That's why I wanted to get it here because we're talking about if he stays or goes, and looking at the middleweight division, I'm thinking, okay, who can he beat? Who can't he beat? Liam Williams, 22 wins, 2 losses, 1. You know, this is the type of guy that I think Golovkin can still beat, even stop.
I don't know. Like, I'm not overhyping Williams. I'm just going to say he's improved. He's definitely improved. Golovkin should be able to beat him right now, but 2 years from, depending if Williams is still on those Ingle Pringles, you know, he's in youth. So, I mean, he could be a problem. He could be, and he's a big guy, Liam.
You're cutting off a little bit there, Mark. Like chopping up a little bit, but I heard what you said, and yeah, it's listen. Here's the point. Derevchenko brought down volume against Golovkin, but he was willing to get hit, and he took a lot of big shots in there, as was evidenced by the way his face looked at the end of the fight. Canelo will not be throwing as many shots as Derevchenko did. He's a one shot at a time type of guy, and a more of a natural counterpuncher. So that's why my question is, if somebody's going to make Golovkin look bad, it's probably going to be somebody who can throw a shitload of shots at him and be willing to take his shots. And that's why I'm looking at the middleweight division here and wondering who can do that at this point.
What's up, fellas?
Hey, Johnny boy, how you doing, man?
What's up? What's up, boys? What's cracking? What's up, Mark Gonzalo, BDA, recognize. Now, Golovkin, I agree as far as Golovkin goes. I'll just jump right into it. Fucking Mark hit the nail on the head. He's got 4 fights left on his DAZN contract. My imagination, I'm going to assume he finishes his career out with them. So he's got 4 fights left. He had the first 2 on the 6-fight deal was Steve Rolls and then Derevchenko. So he'll fight that Polish kid at the end of the year. And probably, I'll say Canelo next May. So I think he'll retire in sometime in 2022. That's what I think.
Yeah, that sounds about right. I'd say probably around May 2022. I think
he'll have
the Cesar Meta fight, Cinco de Mayo, one fight towards the end of the year, maybe in December, and then another fight in around Cinco de Mayo.
Yeah,
maybe Jaime Munguia. It might be Jaime Munguia, win or lose.
Yeah, maybe something like that. Yeah.
You know, it's interesting thing that the H money. Oh yeah, there's H money in the chat because Mr. DAZN, I think they're doing the smart thing here with Golovkin because they want to set him up for an easy fight. Listen, that fight that Golovkin wants is a crap fight, man. And I like Golovkin. I like watching him fight against whoever it is. But at this point, he shouldn't be taking on guys like that. I don't care if ring like. Okay, first of all, maybe I'm not being fair here because I haven't ever seen the guy fight. So maybe he's good, maybe he isn't. I don't know. But the point is, was that?
Okay. No, I was going to say, well, let's just say he fights this bum at the end of the year, fights Canelo in the 3rd time, then a Jacobs rematch or something like that.
Well, my point was that if Golovkin ends up looking good against, because he can knock these guys out, lower level guys, and he can look like a beast doing it. So if he does that, immediately it makes the potential Canelo Robert match that much more enticing. And that's all DAZN is banking on here, how to make that 3rd Canelo fight more enticing or as enticing as possible. And I think that's why at some point they're trying to put Golovkin in against this guy. But
I'm telling you, if I was Golovkin, man, I'd be juicing the fuck right now. I'll be nobody's testing anybody. Oh fuck yeah! I'll be juicing and getting ready for like fights like I guess that dude that he's gonna fight, and then hopefully that strength lasts enough to fight Canelo, because Canelo's juicing, like that's 100% sure.
Recognize if I was Golovkin, I'd be speedballing cocaine and steroids in one fucking gipper and just fucking go to the gym for like 13 hours and beat the shit out of everybody and fight.
Yeah.
He's gonna lose. He's gonna lose, and somebody's gonna be Frankie Randall to what was for Julio Cesar Chavez is going to be for him. He's not necessarily sharpening iron, fighting guys like Ceremeta with only 5 knockouts. I mean, how is this guy a challenging fight for Triple G? Triple G got a good chin. Triple G only had to walk him down because Yeah,
the mandatory,
no, yeah. As far as he's gonna, but as far as in the ring wise, how is he a challenge if he can't punch? The guy's just gonna walk him down, take his punches, and eat him up for breakfast or for lunch.
Question real quick. I've never seen the Pollock kid fight before. Is he any good?
I have.
He's got 5 knockouts in 21 fights.
It's not about the knockout. He's just asking, can he fight? In all honesty, Johnny, he's all right. He's not world.
He's muscle
man.
I'll give you a great fight for him. I'll give you a great fight for Cesaro Meta. This would be incredibly competitive. Luke Keeler, who got destroyed by Armour.
Oh, okay.
That'd be a they'd be on the same par.
It's not about the knockouts, but when you have an iron chin like Golovkin, you can pretty much walk through all that he's got to give you, and just to land your own. And you're not going to be able to give Golovkin off you. If guy don't respect you because you can't punch.
Yeah, it's all about it's listen, he's the IBF #1 guy. I'm sure it's legit.
yeah. Look at the last few mandatories.
Right.
Yeah.
I think a guy like Rob Bryant
question the IBF, okay? Who are you guys?
Oh my god.
Hey, all I know is that I've never been done for fraud.
Oh.
I saw the list you put up, BDA. Rob Bryant, the first fight he gave Ryoto Murata, he displayed a real good engine because the guy was running for miles on end.
Mm-hmm.
And he said that in an interview. A guy like that would give Golovkin, even Murata would give him hell.
Great
guy
point.
with a good engine.
Great point, man. Yeah, that's Rob.
The question is can Golovkin still hold up for those grueling fights? I mean, we saw when he fought Derevianchenko, he did well, but you can say he got outworked. You know what I'm saying? Of course, he's Golovkin. He's going to give you the most damage, and that was obviously evident in the fight. But the question is, when people start landing on him with big shots to the head, to the body, can Golovkin still hold up on that? I mean, I think he could, but I'm not too sure about it like I used to.
Yeah. Definitely not Ceremeta. He don't got the firepower.
No, Ceremeta doesn't have nothing. I mean, he's got 5 knockouts in 21 wins or 21 fights. Well, what is it?
21.
He's undefeated.
21
got nothing.
Yeah, he's got me 5. I'm assuming. Look, to be fair, I've never seen him fight. So
me neither. Me neither, dog.
Yeah, I don't even know who the fuck he is.
Yeah,
he's not good enough to box with Golovkin, let alone hurt him.
Right.
Yeah,
so
there you go.
You got a problem. I mean, you got to.
There you go then. So
if you're gonna have very soft, if you're gonna have no knockout power, you better be real excellent at boxing.
Yeah, that motherfucker better be moving around like Sweet Pea then in that case. Otherwise, Golovkin's going to kill this kid in 4 rounds. Okay, yeah, that's it.
You're here because you got nothing. You got nothing in court. You don't got the bookkeeper. You got nothing. Nothing. And if you were a man, you would have done it now. You don't got a thing.
That's right. Listen,
I want to go in the middle of the night. I want to piss on his ass.
That's what my father told me when I was arguing back with him.
Oh, you don't got
nothing. You don't have shit.
But you know what? You guys really made good points about Golovkin. If you want to give him trouble, you got to have incredible output. You got to have some time, speed, some power, something physical.
Like Derevianchenko. You see, Derevianchenko, like a lot of people thought he won the fight. It was a close fight, right? He outworked him. He brought something. He had some pop. So Golovkin couldn't totally, what I call disrespect you. Just keep coming in, not worrying about what you're doing. So you got to be something like that, and be willing to take. You see the facial damage that makes people quit. When you're banged up like that'll make the average man quit, but not Derevianchenko, right? If you have something like that, you have a chance to beat him. At this point, you have a good chance of beating Golovkin.
Yeah,
very well said.
He showed up too, right? That was like the fight of. Sorry, I got this big delay.
No, it's okay. Go ahead, Gonzalo.
I got this big delay. I think he showed up on that night because he had been wanting that second title opportunity. Derevianchenko fought the fight of his life, still lost. It was close.
Dude, those Ukrainian fans are mean motherfuckers. They're passionate, but they would say some awful shit about Triple G. I didn't realize it was like that with them. I kind of liked it. I'm not gonna lie.
Wait a minute. Were they were speaking English, or can you speak Ukrainian?
No, they were chanting something in Ukraine or whatever they speak. Right? I heard a lot of them speak Russian. But they were saying something in their language, and it was something like "kill Triple G."
But wait,
that's what I was told.
How do you know they were saying that? You couldn't. You don't. You
No,
just say
because somebody was telling me. I said, "What the fuck are they saying?"
somebody. Hey, I heard.
One of the people in the crowd. I said, "What is he saying? What are they saying?"
Facts. Get your facts
And the
straight.
guy said that he said something about, crumbling Triple G, some shit like that.
Well, the crowd
Oh,
definitely
okay.
seemed to be on Derevchenko's side by the end of the night. So yeah, maybe.
Well, no, they were there from the beginning. Actually.
Oh, really?
Yeah. There's more Ukrainians than people from Kazakhstan.
No
That's
kidding.
for sure.
Hey,
In
here's
New
a
York,
question. Here's a question for you guys.
That's because there's more Ukrainians. There's only like 3, 4, 5 million Kazakhstani people or something.
Right. It's like
a
a small
population.
You know what? I'm still unconvinced that the Kazakhstan. I'm still unconvinced that Kazakhstan exists because before the Borat movie, I didn't even know Kazakhstan existed as a country. So I think they just made it up from that movie, and that's where people are getting that from.
So are you saying that Triple G was created because of Borat's character?
Absolutely. I think he's a hologram. Here's a question for you guys. I got a question because we're all talking about Triple G. What about Derevchenko? Do you guys think he's going to be the same after the Triple G fight? Because don't forget, I just looked him up on Boxer. He's 34 years old. He's no spring chicken himself.
He's still young enough where he can heal a little bit. Just don't keep getting into fights like that.
And how many pro fights has Derevchenko had as well?
20, right? Like 20, a little over 20.
15.
Less than that.
15.
No,
15.
16, yeah.
16 fucking fights. This guy's only got...
He's
he
13 wins, 2 losses.
There you go.
He has meaningful fights.
Hey, man, check this out real quick. Motherfuckers can say what they want about Derevchenko, but he gave Golovkin hell and he gave Danny Jacobs hell, bro. And you can make a case that he won both of them. I'm not saying he did, but you can make a case.
You could make the case that he's unbeaten right now.
Yeah.
You could, but like at the end of the day,
he's lost. Yeah.
Danny Swift Garcia is 38-0. Facts.
Right.
Facts.
The problem is with him, he might touch the canvas in every tough fight he's in. He's got knocked out like in the first or second round against Jacobs and Golovkin. He might be those guys that he touches the canvas every time.
It looks like it wakes him up. It rejuvenates him somehow.
But it'll still put him a point or two behind on the scorecards.
Danny Garcia's dad smokes crack. Facts.
All right, now wait a minute.
But,
hey, by the way,
but when it comes to Derevchenko, he's the type of guy who in his biggest fights he's had to play catch up, But he's a very good fighter.
Yeah.
He is a very good fighter.
Yeah.
Playing
catch up sometimes, it hurts you, especially when you're going up against the bigger names than yourself.
That was a fucked up situation with Jacobs because they had the same coach, right? And the main guy he went with Jacobs, let the other guy hang it.
Yeah, that's true.
But they knew that. They knew that used to happen a lot back in the 90s. Like you had like Tommy Hearns, McCallum, Tony, and everything in that Kronk gym, man.
Mm-hmm.
Fucking crazy gym, boy.
Yeah, imagine all those guys looking around the next line up fucking Lennox Lewis and shit.
Who's all in the same gym right now?
Mark, sometimes you remind me of these guys because I'll forget, but then I remember these guys all fucking train in the same gym.
Who are you talking about?
The Kronk.
Colin, James, Tony, we're all in the Kronk gym.
No, I know. I thought you were fucking making a reference to somebody else.
Oh, no, yeah, the Danny Jacobs and the Derevchenko, they were in the same gym, and then when they had the fight
with Rozier.
Yeah, Rozier. Yeah.
I think that's the Gleason, right? Is that still the Gleason gym, Mark, or did they fight somewhere else now?
I don't know.
Because I know the Gleason had moved to Brownsville, I believe.
Well,
I don't know.
There used to be 2, I think. You said, right?
Manhattan. There's one in Manhattan, right by Madison Square Garden, not too far from it. And then they moved to Brooklyn.
Man, that fucking neighborhood is infamous, ain't it? God damn, bruh. Every
Which one?
goddamn.
The one in Manhattan?
No. Brownsville.
Oh, I mean, it's infamous for like all the wrong things. But yeah,
Yeah,
you're
well,
right
that's what
about
I'm talking about. Yeah.
that. No, you're right about that.
Yeah, that fucking neighborhood's infamous, isn't it? Jesus Christ.
All right,
But
wait a minute.
look
Stop
at the
using
good
the
fighters
Lord's
that
name in
came out
vain,
from
man.
that area. Look at look at the nice names that have come out of that little town, basically.
That's what I'm talking about. Yeah,
Yeah.
crazy. Zab,
Just
Tyson,
watch.
Riddick.
I appreciate the conversation. I know it's entertaining, but don't say the Lord's name in vain, please. And also, we gotta move on from the.
Sorry.
God bless you, Mr. BDA, and
God
don't be
bless you, Mr.
sarcastic
BDA.
talking about our Lord and Savior
You're
like that. Recognize.
yes, you're right. I mean, Jesus, sorry.
BDA, should I expect
Wow.
the King? Should I expect the King James Bible and a fucking vase of holy water in the mail soon?
I don't appreciate the facetiousness that you were displaying when talking about our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. I gotta tell you, you're on thin ice here, my friend. You better watch it. All right, so Triple G then, because we're gonna move on here. Triple G. So stay or go. Let's go. Everybody.
I'm gonna go with. I'm gonna say within the next 2 to 2.5 years he'll be gone.
Okay, so
I second that.
Yeah, I agree. Look, if you look at the history of 40-year-old boxers, they're not usually around.
it's a good point. That's a great way of putting it right there. So, guys, oh shit, what am I doing? Triple G will be going.
Yep. And I agree with Mark.
He'll officially retire.
Was that a unanimous decision then?
I believe it was. I believe it was. All right, Gonzalo, you were gonna say something.
Gonzalo.
I think he's gonna do good investments now that his wife is. That's a maybe that she's leading the helm as far as like his managing his career, because he cut all these people off maybe not for all the right reasons, but I think he's gonna be a smart invest wisely now that he's with the zone, like Mark said, that he's got a stake in the company, and I think that'll lead him into retirement because he fought most of his career without having money until just recently, maybe from 15 onward. So yeah, he's gonna bask in the fruits of his labor. Just retire.
Bask in the fruits of his labor. All right, I like that. Really like that. Why are you laughing? It was a good phrase there. All right, listen.
I'm just imagining him laying down like inside a bathtub, but like peaches and like coconut milk splurted all over him, and like he's got like bananas hanging over him for potassium and stuff, and then like, you got Victor Conte saying, "In my way or the highway, here's your snack pudding jar and shit," and then he goes crazy and smacks him.
Listen,
I'm gonna tell you that them Kazakh girls are pretty, man. His wife is nice looking.
Here. I don't know what the fucking whole fucking snack deal is, but I'll tell you this: if I have to see one more of those fucking Victor Conte snack ads, somebody's gonna get their fucking nose bitten off. Jesus Christ, them things. Every fucking 2 boxing videos you go through. Hey, I'm Victor Conte. If you don't want to purchase some of my fucking crack in a fucking jar, come and get. I'm like, Jesus fuck.
I'd just like to remind the audience that the views expressed on this podcast are not necessarily representative of the BDA organization, the Boxing Debate Arena. Remember, guys, we have a lot of panelists here. Just because somebody says something here does not mean that we endorse it. All right? So, Victor Conte...
Except for the idea that Golovkin bathing inside of like different fruits like peaches and apples and orange.
Oh, man. You know what he should do? He should bathe in a virgin's blood. That way he'll get rejuvenated. What was the name of that? Bloody Mary? The one that used to do that?
Well, that's how you keep your youth.
Well, that's science from the 15th century. All right, listen, guys.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, that's why I'm 400 years old, but I tell you I'm 27.
Yeah, you sound like you're 400 years old. By the way, in the chat room, somebody says, what happened? Foul Pole says, what happened to the chat? It's still there, as far as I can see. I don't know what you're talking about. Foul Pole. I think you should lay off the ganja. Too much ganja. All right, listen. Let's go to a guy that I've been meaning to get to for a while now. Naoya Inoue. Does he stay? Okay, here's my specific question, because obviously he's not going to be retired in 2 years. Is he still going to have that O hanging in his record in 2 years' time?
I'm going to say this. In 2022, by the end of it, he will be pound for pound number 1 on Ring Magazine.
Whoa. Now
he's going to go undisputed at Bantam. He's going to go undisputed at Bantam in the next year and a half.
Jeez, Louise, that's
My
quite
only
a prediction.
concern, he's looking a little vulnerable around the cheekbones. They're unrivaled. Will he have a long career? Will it be a long career? Who knows? We've seen these orbital bones go, like in Margarito. What is it? Kell Brook. Fighters like that. When you get smashed around in the Israel Vasquez and the orbital bone, you're not the same.
I agree, but I'm gonna say this: name me one fighter who punches like Nonito Donaire in those divisions, 118.
That's a good point.
But you said he's gonna start moving up, right? At 22 and 26, he'll be facing the Nicholas Walters of those divisions instead of a 118 Nonito.
I think he's going to be trying to go for undisputed before he moves up. To tell you the truth, Gonzalo, in my opinion,
if he fights Nettie, that's a power puncher.
I think he's looking to unify rather than move up. Right now, I think he's looking to unify rather than move up.
Let me give you my breakdown on this real fast, Gonzalo, right? So, I think he's going to stay at 118 against Casemiro within the next 12 months. After coming back, him and Casemiro, they'll fight in the unification. Then, I think he'll win that. And I think a lot of people think he'll win that. Then, he's going to fight the winner of Ubali Donaire. And I think that'll be Donaire, and he'll rematch Donaire and beat him more comfortably this time, because he knows to go to the body now, like he did in round 10.
Mm-hmm.
Then after that, he'll be undisputed. That's in the 18-month period. They'll push him up as a 3-weight world champion, undisputed in bantam, beating Nonito Donaire, Casemiro, who are 4-weight and 3-weight world champions. He'll move up to 122. Navarrete is already struggling. The WBO will go vacant. He'll fight for the vacant belt, become a 4. May or may not still have the belt, and Ray Vargas will probably be gone to 126. And Neary's already talking about going to featherweight, as you said. So he'll be doing 122 stuff in a year and a half's time, not 126.
Well, the big question is whether he can get past Casemiro, because Casemiro is not as explosive as Donaire, and he doesn't have the experience, but he does have a couple of intangibles that Donaire doesn't have. First of all, he's got youth on his side. He's hungry. He hasn't tasted the paydays, and he can crack pretty good. Like I said, he's not as fast as Donaire.
He's also a quitter.
And he's also a bit of a wild card, but I'm telling you, it's let's not put it past him. He wasn't supposed to knock out Tete. That's for sure. So, and that's the other thing. Doesn't it, like Gonzalo brought up the good question. Listen, I'm not saying Inoue is going to lose. What I'm saying is, wasn't it disconcerting, like Gonzalo said, how fast Inoue got busted up in the space of a couple of rounds of Donaire landing a couple of shots. All of a sudden, his face was falling apart. That's a little worrying if he's going to be moving up in weight against harder punchers. What do you guys think?
I don't think there's a harder puncher from 118 to 126 than Nonito Donaire right now.
Mm-hmm.
One punch. I stand by that. Navarrete is an accumulation guy. Same with Ahmed Aliyev. Same with Ray Vargas, right? At 122. Neary, also an accumulation guy. Mostly not one punch power. Only against lower tier guys, but our upper echelon, he even struggled to get Payano out there with one punch. He took a lot of punches. You look at 126, Warrington, not a big puncher. Zhangjiu, not a big puncher. Shakur, not a big puncher. And Gary Russell, not a big puncher. And Gary Russell's looking to go to 130, 135.
I keep telling you, his name's Zucan. Not Wanzu.
Zucan.
But here's the problem though. This ain't a firepower contest. I mean, having punching power is good, but just because those guys don't hit as hard as Donaire doesn't mean they can't beat Inoue.
No, I agree.
He'll definitely get cut.
Hold on, Gonzalo. Hold on. Go ahead, Mark.
I agree with you. I just don't think they can do that type of damage that quickly that Donaire did. And even though Donaire did that, Inoue was able to hang in there.
Mm-hmm.
If another fighter's in that position with Nonito, he's knocking them clean the fuck out. He showed he has a sixth chin because Nonito's huge, and he was never beaten at bantamweight. He was taking people's heads off.
That's a good point, man. That's a good point.
That's a good point.
I was going to say, though, those guys, there's going to be guys that are going to be busier than Donaire, fresher, hungrier. Rodriguez was, for as long as the fight went against Inoue, he was, landing some real clean shots in there. And remember, just because a guy doesn't punch as hard as Donaire does, doesn't mean they can't do the same type of damage that Inoue does. Because Inoue drops his hands when he starts exchanging. But here's the problem, though, with Inoue, or fighting Inoue, rather. The guy can box, too. It's not just the power. So if he can show you, and he's pretty quick, so if he can continue improving his boxing skills and retain that hand speed up in the higher weight divisions, then it adds another dimension to his game, because then you start wondering, okay, can Navarrete do enough to win a decision? Let's say it goes to a decision. Can they do enough against a fast guy like? Because you know what he reminds me of? He reminds me of he's Japanese. He reminds me of one of those Japanese Hornets that are all over North America now, supposedly. Yeah, really, he does. All we need, you know what he should do? He should come into the ring with trunks with yellow and red stripes, like and wear a mask, a Hornet mask when he comes into the ring. He just go and start creeping people out.
I don't know what you're talking about.
How come I'm not being paid to advise these fighters, man? That's what I'm asking here. What am I doing here?
You should.
Yo, but listen, and he's a fucking bad little son of a bitch, dog. That kid can fucking throw down. He might knock some heads off at 122, but like I say, for the meantime, I think he's just going to stick around and try to keep the fight.
You know something? He might be the second fighter in history. So
No, my bad.
I believe he's the second fighter in history to go from flyweight to featherweight, to win belts from flyweight to featherweight. He might be the second fighter to ever do that.
I don't know. We'd have to ask Mark about that, because I don't know.
He never won a belt at fly.
Oh, he didn't. He never won a belt at flyweight.
Life fly skipped fly, super fly bantam.
The Hornets.
Wait. He won it 3. He won it 3 or 2.
3. Life fly, super fly.
Oh, he
118. He skipped 112. Yeah.
Yeah, he skipped 112.
Oh, you know what?
All I'm saying.
Yeah, go ahead.
Is the guy might have paper skin. I mean, he does have a tough chin, but he might have like what Vito Adafermo had. You know, like Tyson Fury got cut up by this. I know this is heavyweights, but you know the guy wasn't a big puncher. He just got caught on the right part of the end of the corner of the eyelid where the bone meets the. If you punch and you hit that and you scrape that area, that side of the head, you know you're susceptible to getting cut really easy.
That's a good point. By the way,
I can't believe that big kid. I mean, he's big for like that small weight. I can't believe he fought below 112. Shit.
Yeah, and you can.
How old was he when he turned pro? Like 18.
Oh man.
Pretty fucking.
You're a little guy, but let me say one thing though. A lot of these bantamweights and super bantamweights all have something in common. A lot of them who are at the world top level are all very tall but very skinny.
Exactly.
And that their body attack, going to their body, and we haven't had. I could go as far as to say he's the best body puncher in the sport right now, or one of the top 2 or 3. I'm Nonito. He is. He's shown not Nonito. Anyway, he's shown that his body attack is unbelievable. Against those guys, he's going to break ribs. That's how he's been knocking people out, was to the body. He threw like 8-9 body shots against Nonito, and one of them had him down for past the 10 count. And the referee let it go on. He should have got a knockout in that 11th round.
Especially because he's got the faster hands. So he could definitely get, he gets low in there and starts going to the body. It could be lights out for those guys. But, you know, Gonzalo brought up the fact that Inoue might have scrotum skin. It will remain to be seen. He's got pretty good defense too. But one thing I hate about Inoue, though, he's a complete total package. He can box. He's got blazing hand speed, power, the body shots, which I love. One thing I don't like is he's got his chin up in the air when he tries to roll with the right hands. And he, you know, Donaire started catching him in the middle rounds. Then Donaire started to slow down a little bit. He couldn't do it later on. But you know, he's gonna fix that fucking issue, man. Because I'm up against taller guys. You know what it happens when you box a taller guy. Sometimes you think you're at the safe distance, and whoops, it turns out you're not. So if he fights a guy like Navarrete or Ray Vargas, he's gonna really have to watch out and mind his P's and Q's with that defense.
Well, one he ain't gonna be fighting no Ray Vargas. He's a PBC fighter.
Oh,
Navarrete, even though they're both ESPN possible, but anybody who saw Navarrete's last fight knows his days are numbered at 122. His days are numbered. His last fight, he looked very drained. Very drained. He was fighting against Santa Sima, who's terrible, by the way. The dude's box rec picture was him in his own bedroom.
Oh man, I gotta look that one up. Hold on, what was the guy's name again? Sorry.
Jao Santa Sima, Jeo Santa Sima.
Fuck that.
It sounds like a skin condition.
I'm gonna look up
Jeosantisma.
I'm gonna go to Ray
Joe
Vargas' profile, and I'm just gonna go Manzanilla. Is that who you said?
Santissima. It's on Navarrete. Navarrete, not Ray Vargas.
Oh, Navarrete.
is
Okay.
Oxford.
Hold on. Let me check it.
Santissima.
Santissima.
What happened?
Santissima.
Yeah. Sounds
Johnny
like
Boy.
a rival was talking about Chavez Jr. when he said a picture in his bedroom.
By the way, okay, I gotta see this. Santissima. Yeah, it's true. Look, hold on a second. Let me put it up on the screen. He looks like he's
this dude in his fucking bedroom.
And there's a water cooler in the back, like he's in an office or something. It's almost like he was fixing the copy machine, and he told somebody, "Hey, listen." He handed his phone over to somebody. Says, "Hey, can you take a picture for me, please? I gotta put this shit on box for." He's like, "All right, yeah, sure."
Hey, Mano, grab a beer out of the cooler, eh?
They're cool. Yeah, there's some real cold ones in the back, man.
Yeah. You sure dig a little deeper in there, will you?
My goodness gracious. All right, so now I got lost, man. What were we talking about? Inoue going up in weight. Oh, okay. You know which fight I'd like to see, guys? Inoue versus what's his name? Panterita Neri. Because Neri, and I've said it when we were doing this segment the last time, he's one of those guys that I really do dislike because of all the shenanigans that he's been pulling off. He's the Dennis the Menace of the boxing world. All right, except he's actually hurting people. What do you guys think about Panterita?
He's a fucking cocksucker.
I think he wouldn't want to face him. He's for one, he's banned in Japan. It would have to be in America, but I don't think he would. He didn't Inoue reject the WBC belt?
I don't follow the belts, man. So
No, he rejected the diamond.
The diamond belt. I think he's expressed like bad feelings against Nettie. He said it before.
Really?
She's not a good person. Yeah.
Nice. That's what I want, man. I want to see Inoue fight him and to avenge the Japanese honor. That's what I want. And hey, if Inoue loses...
I hope Neri knocks him out.
That fight has very big bad blood in Inoue and Neri. That Yamanaka situation, the drugs in Japan, they're still angry about that over there. That's a bad blood fight.
As well they should be, man. I mean, it was ridiculous. By the way, do you guys think that if Inoue loses, he performs harakiri?
I think if Inoue loses to Luis Neri, that would be the biggest disappointment in boxing, and I kind of almost rooting for that. Yeah.
Well, okay, I gotta ask you why. Why are you rooting for Neri, man?
I just like to see reactions. Like I enjoy it. I enjoy to see people's reaction when they. Not that I like Luis Neri. I mean, I think Inoue would beat him up. To be honest with you, I think he does. But if he catches him with a good shot, it could be lights out.
All right. Well, you know what?
I just think Neri's a bully, and if you can bully the bully,
that's why I think he loses.
And I think Inoue, Neri's been hit to the body a few times, and every time he's been hit to the body, he's keeled over. That guy hits him to the body, it's day.
Yeah, that's why I picked Neri to lose. I would say he more likely loses that fight.
It's the lack of discipline, right? That's when if you're not doing those ab crunches or getting that
bully,
good stamina.
like Mark said, bullies, you hit them back hard, they start folding apart. That's what happens.
And by the way, guys, we got Jimmy on the line. Jimmy, are you there?
Yeah, I am.
All right, fantastic. Good to have you on board.
What's going on, man?
Not much, man. We're talking.
Yeah, no, fucking. On your way, hit fold Neri. Hit fold him.
Okay, so we got.
You guys got the discipline. I think that. I just wanted to say real quick. Hey, Mark, how you doing, kid? You all right over there, brother?
Yeah, I'm doing good. I'm doing good.
You feeling better?
Good. Yeah, I'm feeling better.
All right, dude.
Appreciate it.
All right, man. I fucking saw that tweet, dude.
Yeah. I'm good.
You're a smart kid, dude, and fucking just anyways. Good. I'm glad to see everything's going all right, brother. But yeah, no, Inoue's fucking. I'd take Inoue over Neri, and if I saw Bob fucking Arum tomorrow, I'd probably smack him in his old fucking chin.
Oh,
I'm really pissed at fucking Top Rank. If you want to talk about that later.
Yeah, I want to talk about that later because I don't know what you're referring to, but I want to get back to that. I mean, I want to get to that. The guys don't.
Yep.
Somebody please remind me. But I just want to say something. Recognize and Unrivaled say, oh, and Jimmy too. Now he says Inoue folds Neri. I tell you who disagrees with you. One of the all-time greatest trainers of all time. Freddie Roach says Luis Neri knocks out Naoya Inoue. Now, what is that about? He says The first day on the mids, I said, this kid is unbelievable. What a puncher. He's a real big puncher. For his weight class, he's one of the pound-for-pound best fighters in the world. I feel he can go all the way. Just because of the punching power? What the fuck? I don't care. Yeah, go ahead.
He switched trainers, so that was a brand new trainer for Nettie. So Roach must be excited to have a power puncher because he's an offensive-minded coach. Yeah, but he's been switching trainers a lot, so of course Roach is going to say that. But that actually might go against him because since he's had so many trainers, he's shown that lack of discipline that you're speaking about. But at the same time, it might work for him if they make a good team.
Well, here's what Freddie Roach continued saying, because I'm more curious to see. I hadn't seen this article before. He said, I'm very confident of him. We've been together for a little while in the gym. When I teach him something, he holds on to it and grabs it with both hands. Sounds like me on a Saturday night when I'm all alone with cold pizza and watching fucking porn DVDs. He's starting to outgrow the division he's in now, and he's getting bigger and stronger. Sounds like me again Saturday night. I like Manny Pacquiao. We did with 8 divisions. I think we can do 4 to 6, he said. Okay, now this is the classic Freddie Roach exaggeration. Guys, what do you think? I mean, is he being hyperbolic as always, Freddie Roach? Saying that Nery...
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No,
dude,
he's a big guy, though. He's a big guy. He was going to skip one division altogether. I saw an interview in Spanish. So I don't doubt that he can go up divisions. But I don't know if he's going to get a belt in every division.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, well, when it comes to Roach, like I said, I've known that family my whole life, man. I knew his mom. I knew his brother, but he's full of shit, dude, man.
South from your way, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, no, he grew up. His family. His mother was a referee. A judge at the Golden Gloves. She was heavily involved in the Golden Gloves, and that was 2 blocks from my house. So you know what I mean. And my grandfather was involved, so I knew his mom, Barbara. Yeah, I knew the whole family. But yeah, no, Freddie's full of shit. He's full of shit, man. He's lost all credibility as far as I'm concerned, man. When after that fucking Canelo Cotto fight, when he co-signed Cotto's bullshit. You know what I mean?
Real fast. How many weight divisions did he say Nery could go up?
4 or 6.
4 to 6. So either up to 130 or 140.
Right.
Fantasy fight, guys. Fantasy fight real fast to everyone here. Who you got, Lewis Nery or Josh Taylor?
Josh Taylor, yeah.
I don't know,
who
man.
Said that now? Who said that?
Oh, Johnny boy, you
Freddie
gotta
Roach.
catch up. You gotta keep up, man. What's going on today?
My bad, bro. I was fucking doing something. I went to go take a couple hits off the dude. What do you want from me?
I don't know, man. Lately, you've been on. You're not gonna make varsity this way. I'll tell you that much. No, yeah, we're talking about Luis Nery because Freddie Roach says supposedly he thinks Nery could go up to 4, 6. And by the way, any fighter can go up 4, 6 weight divisions. Doesn't mean they're gonna be. You know what I mean? It's like Inoue could go up 4, 6 weight divisions. Doesn't mean he's gonna be competitive. So I don't know what the hell he's talking about, Freddie Roach.
If Inoue had a fought at 112, he'd be a 4-weight world champion right now.
There you go. But you gotta remember, the hornet doesn't chase the flies. So what?
COVID's got people fucking stupid.
Yeah, exactly.
No, it does, man. People are saying stupid shit because they're just locked up. You know, nobody's doing anything right, and just people are saying stupid shit on Twitter.
They're bored out of their ass.
The PBC, man. The PBC. What are they pushing? They're still this whole time, man. Fucking Ellaby and Floyd pushing that. Almost there. We're just away from fucking 1 day away from signing fucking Santa Cruz and Davis for a pay-per-view. Like anybody's asking for that fight, never mind making it a pay-per-view. What a fucking joke.
Jimmy, fuck that? Who in the fuck? Who in the fucking right mind would pay for that kind of bullshit? I'm just, you'd have to be the dumbest son of a bitch on the fucking planet to even consider purchasing that fucking thing.
But you know what? The fight's happening at 130. That's a good thing, not 35.
Yeah, my God, not to cut you off, bro, but fucking Davis just struggled in Gamboa to make. Remember, he had to fucking come back again on the scale for 135. He almost blew it. Fucking shithead. He does it all the time. Now he's going to go back down in weight. Man, he might be sluggish. Who knows? Maybe that might, benefit Cruz. But I don't think Cruz should have went to 135. I think that was smart. But even still, he's not even a regular 130. He's only had one fight there. You know, it's just like, really, dude? You know, run your fucking mouth and then actually have the nuts to say, well, Lomachenko's getting at the end of his career after ducking him for 5 years.
I told Jimmy, I told Mark this the other day. I says, bro, every fucking morning when I'm having my coffee, I usually see what's going on in the boxing. I just sit at the desk and, you know, see what's going on. Every morning it's either Broner, Tank, or Floyd, or one of those fucking momos. Every day, one of them's getting arrested. This guy can't make weight. This other fucking thing happened. Every morning I'm having my coffee. These fucking retards over here. This guy got arrested. This guy beat the shit out of his girlfriend. This guy fucking, you know, couldn't make weight every fucking time.
In the end, they'll pay the price for it. Don't pay the price, Johnny.
No, I know. I'm just saying. It's
and they're trying to talk him into a pay-per-view. Like, I mean, did they have any self-awareness? Did they ever stop the, you know what, it's social media. Let's get the pulse. Because no matter what you want to say, how vile boxing Twitter is, it can be, it's still the hardcore fans are going to still go to boxing Twitter in most cases. So at least you can get a general feel of what's going on. If people like the fight, you know what I mean? You'll see it in the columns. And anytime somebody tweets, you know, one of the fucking, we're right about to sign the deal, and it's just, they get berated. Fucking 40, 50 replies, not one good. Not one good. Even guys who normally toe the fucking PBC line are like, this is bullshit, man. It shouldn't be a pay-per-view. He shouldn't even be taking this fight. Why doesn't he fight somebody 135? Why the fuck is he? And it just goes to show you how broke Al Heyman is. He can't afford to make a fight because then he doesn't control. That way he controls. He has to have everything in-house so he gets paid on both ends. He's just milking this dry as long as he can. And to be honest with you, dude, I will be shocked if he's still in the game this time next year. Shocked if he's still involved in boxing. I'm telling you right now.
He might bail out, huh?
Yeah. I'll be shocked. I'll be shocked if it's not sold.
You know, guys like that, when something happens like this, right? I mean, not that something like this has actually happened in the past, but when it does, they start changing their mind. You know, they start looking for a different scheme.
I think it started right when when the PBC failed. Listen, he rolled the dice.
Now.
You know what I mean? He took $1 billion. He rolled the dice. He bought up all the airtime he could. He sucked up all the TV time slots. He did it all. He was going to hope that, and then he overpaid everybody in an 18% average, and he was going to hope the fucking other promotions wouldn't be able to hang in, and they would either take all their fighters or they would close the doors. They would just capitulate and come under the PBC umbrella, and then he was going to eliminate the fucking belts. This was his plan. He said it in that 2015 meeting, a 14 meeting with the investors. They chronicled in that story from LA. But regardless, when that failed, and he knew once the money was gone, because when he was in court, even his lawyer had to go in court. It was 18 months after the launch, and he was standing in front of the judge in Kansas City and had to tell him that there was less than, like, I think it was 200 million left in, no, not even 200 million. It was something crazy, but it was I can't remember. It was, $800,000. That's how much they had left in working capital. Remember, they were assured 3.75. Well, it was almost $750 million, and that was for a 5-year working plan. That's what they sold to Waddell and Reed. So imagine Waddell and Reed when they find out, wait a minute, you're broke in a year and a half. So his heart has been missing this now. Like, once I think he realized he failed and he didn't take over boxing, I think he's just riding the fucking storm. And as it goes on, it's getting worse and worse. Everybody thought when he signed with Fox it was going to be better. Hasn't gotten better. It's gotten worse. And now that he doesn't have the power of the heavyweight division, I think he's looking to bail. But anyways, that's my rant on head fuck. I just don't like him.
Yeah, fuck Tank Davis. BDA, you back? Oh,
He's on Be Right Back. But let's continue on with the Inoue conversation, and will he stay or will he go? Like that. Gonzalo, what's your thoughts? Do you think Inoue will still be there in the next 2 years? Where do you think he'll be? Up towards the top? Do you think he'll fall from grace? What do you think?
No, I definitely agree with you. I think he'll be on top, and possibly, like you said, the main guy, if not the pound for pound, the guy on top, the superstar with a lot of fans, the popular guy, the number one on the pound for pound rankings. But my only concern, he's gonna get cut up where he might show a few vulnerabilities, but I still think he's got a tough chin. Those vulnerabilities will be more apparent if he starts going up one or maybe two divisions higher. But will he still be dominant at those divisions? Possibly, yes. And if he does that, he's really going to make a statement by becoming a 5-time world champion in different divisions by that point.
By the
Can I
way,
tell you my thing on Inoue? I think it's going to be his hubris is going to be his downfall. He was in a fucking massive war with Donaire. He took a lot of shots. I guarantee he had some brain swelling, probably concussion. There's only so many times you can be in wars like that. So I think he has the ability to change things up a little and not take so many shots to try to get people out. I just think if he doesn't change that a little, I think his career isn't going to last as long. That's just my theory. I think if he works more on his boxing and not worry so much about taking everybody out with the one shot, because just his power, he's got a jab. But anyways, that's my theory on him.
by the way, before we continue, guys, I was just going to give a shout out to Johnny Boy, who just donated with a super chat. Shout out to Johnny. By the way, Johnny Boy, did you hear how Jimmy earlier, he took a hit or something and he did it during the show? He doesn't have to. That's how the OGs do it, man. You don't have to fucking step away and take a hit.
You heard that?
I can't, dude. I don't.
Sorry,
man. Hang on now. I can't smoke in my mother's house because my dad has fucking cancer, and I can't smoke in my girl's apartment, bro. So I have to run outside.
All right. Well, I guess I suppose that's a valid excuse for now. We're gonna look into it. But thank you, Johnny Boy, for your contribution, man. Really appreciate it. And Johnny Boy said, "Don't be dumb enough to waste your hard-earned money on bum fights like Tank and Leo. If these promoters don't give us the fights we want, don't pay for it." Wait a minute, is that really a bad fight? I mean, obviously, we'd all rather see Loma versus Tank Davis. Yeah, all right. I won't argue.
It's BDA. It's not a bad fight. Is it pay-per-view or the fuck no?
You are absolutely right about that. Yeah, we got to put our foot down. That's what we were talking about earlier, guys. Before recognize Jimmy and Bucho showed up. Bucho, you there?
Mr. BDA. Oh, Bucho's there.
I don't think he's. Yep. Oh yeah, there he is. All right. How you doing, Bucho?
Has there ever been a pay-per-view at 130?
Morales versus Barrera 3, I believe, was pay-per-view.
Morales Pacquiao 2, Morales Pacquiao 3, fucking
Marquez Pacquiao 2. Yeah.
Marquez Pacquiao 2.
Absolutely, yeah. But the point is,
so ATG fighters.
Exactly, yeah.
Santa Cruz first. Yeah.
Exactly.
You need to be an ATG in super featherweight to go pay-per-view.
Very good point. Very good point. Yeah, and I don't think Tank Davis and Leo Santa Cruz are at that level. Fuck, what was I going to say? Oh, yeah, but Jimmy brought up the point about Inoue. Inoue has that kamikaze style. That's why he goes for the offense, because he really does believe. Hold on a second. I got to play this. I can't find any Japanese people screaming, and that would have completed the whole sound effect thing. But the point is, yeah, absolutely, man. Inoue, that's what I like about him. So for us to say, from a trainer point of view, of course he should dial it back a little bit if he wants to prolong his career. But fuck if he's not entertaining, man. I mean, this guy is one of the. When Inoue fights, everybody watches. Everybody that's a hardcore fan, because he goes to the body, which I love, puts everything into his shots. But that like Jimmy does bring up a good point, man. Maybe he shouldn't be fighting that way all the time, because I don't see him being able to have too many fights like the one he had against Donaire.
He could learn that through experience, man. Like, one of these fights that like get his attention. I could see that happening.
All right, so
it's a Japanese culture too.
Donaire fight probably did that to him, maybe.
All right, so in 2 years, will he still have his O, or is he going? Come on, fellas.
Wow, that's a bold prediction.
Inoue by May 2022. That's 2 years from today. I believe will be the undisputed bantamweight champion of the world, and will pick up the WBO title, not vacated by Navarrete. And he'll be a 4-weight world champion. He'll be because Navarrete is going to move up to 126. They're already kind of talking about that. So He'll be a 4-weight world champion, undisputed at bantamweight in 2 years.
Well,
Hey, by the way,
I'm chasing fucking Mark.
I
Is that
definitely
right?
think he's a good. My only question was, if that would have been a younger version of Nonito Onaire, would he would have beat him, or was this version just as good as prime Nonito Onaire?
There's a possibility a young Nonito might have knocked him out. There's a possibility.
I don't know, man, because a younger
Well-
Nonito wasn't as smart as the old Nonito. Like his defense got better in the Inoue fight. Before he was
It
more
was
of an
better
offense.
for sure.
Yeah, so
But also, he did eat a lot of shots anyway. And one thing about Nonito is his chin is iron. That chin's iron. 118 and below, that thing's iron.
absolutely. Maybe not the body.
There's a
though.
prime example, right? There's a prime
There's
example
only one
of what we're
person to
talking
stop
about.
him is Walters. Walters is the only one to stop him. It was a 126, and that's a prime Walters, and Walters combined.
That was technically a junior welterweight, Nicholas Walters. See, wasn't
Yeah, he was 140 on the night, wasn't he?
Yeah, something like that. Jimmy, you were gonna say something? Sorry.
No, I was just gonna say, like Donaire, there's a prime example of somebody who was in those wars caught up to him. You know, but he was able to change his style, to hang in. Because, be honest with you, man, I think he did himself better than most people expected in that fight. Right? I mean, he surprised me. I didn't think he was going to be able to put up. That was a great performance by Donaire. You know what I mean? He used it, like you said, the stuff he learned throughout the years. Like the old Donaire wouldn't have fought that style. He would have been more reckless. But yeah, I'm with that kid. Inoue, he's a specimen. He's definitely a talented kid. It's just, again, to me, it's always that Japanese culture, man. They don't back down. It's just, you know what I mean? That fucking kamikaze shit. They don't like to take a step back sometimes.
Johnny Boy, yeah, go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say that the I don't. What are we talking about?
Inoue is in 2 years. Inoue, does he stay or does he go?
Oh, in 3 years?
2 years.
No, he's staying. He'll be around. He's fucking 25. He's around.
Johnny's smoking some good shit, yo.
What happened?
Johnny's smoking some good stuff, boy.
No, it was Johnny. Was supposed to be will he still be undefeated in 2 years from today?
Oh.
Yeah, I'll be around. You fucking high.
Yeah, I'm stoned off my shit right now. But yeah, I'm stoned as shit right now. But yeah, no. He'll be undefeated in 2 years. He's cracking fucking brains.
All right. By the way, I remember.
Johnny's not going through his best moment, BDA. He's not going through it. Will Johnny stay or will he go in 2 years?
I'll be around.
I'll be around.
He'll be around. He will. Fuck yeah.
You disgust me.
All right, hold on a second. What was I gonna say then? Okay, so you guys so Mark said that Inoue is gonna be the undisputed king of boxing. He's gonna be murdered by the Pharisees, and then he's gonna resurrect in 3 days, whereupon he will be the Messiah. After Jimmy said the same thing. Johnny says stay. Bucho, what do you think?
Yeah, he stays for sure.
Nice and concise. I like it.
Yeah,
Gonzalo,
I know, man. What the fuck?
Gonzalo, what do you think? The Inoue, does he stay? Does he keep his O in 2 years, or does he go? Well,
Simon, shut the fuck up.
Oh, come on, listen.
I'm trying to figure out the super chat here, but yeah, he stays.
He stays undefeated. Okay, recognize.
Yeah, he stays. He's young.
Another nice and concise response. Like it. I like it. Okay, so people say because again, he is a special talent, man. I mean, come on, yeah. If you know boxing, you know you don't get too many of these guys every fucking year. So Naoya strong, yeah. I
Strong motherfucker.
Okay, I thought you were cutting off. All right, Naoya Inoue will be staying. I hope he stays because he's pretty fucking entertaining. All right, so that was Inoue
if he
right
dies,
there.
dies.
If he dies. All right, hold on a second. Gotta get rid of Inoue here. Okay, who's next? You guys pick a division and see if I can come up with somebody randomly.
But Turbiev.
I said a division. I said a division.
Yeah, you said a division.
We already
right?
did.
Any
Did we
division.
talk about him? at some
Oh, we
point.
did.
Yeah, we
He
did.
might be right.
I'll give a division.
Please.
147.
147.
Oh,
Okay. Okay. I'm stalling here.
Sean Porter. Where will he be in 2 years?
I think we already did Sean Porter last time. Oh, no, wait a minute. We didn't.
Danny Garcia?
No, we didn't. Sorry, I'm sorry. We didn't. All right, Sean Porter. Here we go. Does he stay as one of the top 3 welterweights in the world, or is somebody going to take his place? What do you fellas think?
He's out. How old is he? No, but he's also working with the PBC as a commentator. You know, like, and you think he's 30?
He might be out of here.
Yeah.
He might be out of here.
I want to say something real fast. That's a fake me in the chat.
Is that right?
Okay.
That's a fake me, yeah.
I thought it was you because you were calling people casual. It says, hey, on Rival's always calling people casuals, and
I don't always call people casuals.
I know. I'm kidding. I was being facetious. I was being facetious, man. Yeah, okay.
I call
Pucha.
everyone a fucking idiot.
That's even better. All right. Hold on a second. So, shit. Sorry. Did I interrupt somebody? I'm sorry.
Yeah, you did.
Well, I want to take this chance to apologize to absolutely nobody. No, seriously. Who was talking?
No, you didn't. It's your show.
I don't know about unravel.
Anyway, Sean Porter.
This show is going to hell, man.
Why did you interrupt? I don't know.
You know what's going to bring us back? A caller. Let's go to a call real quick. Hold on. 773. You're on the air. 773.
Should I stay or should I go? What the hell is this topic? You guys can't predict the future. And we'll talk about Inoue, though. Where the hell did this guy come from? All of a sudden, I've seen one fight from him with his last fight, and he struggled big time. And he's supposed to be one of the pound-for-pound best boxers in the world. Where the hell did this guy come from? I know he's Japanese, and that's about all I know. He's got a big right hand or something. Get off the dude's nuts. He hasn't beaten nobody.
Calm down.
Okay. Can I ask caller a question?
Well, Unrivaled, you're paying for this, so you tell me. Do you want me to read your super chat first, or do you want to go for the gusto?
Don't read it. Just follow instructions.
Oh, wait a minute. All right, go ahead.
Yeah. Just because you don't know who people are, why are you assuming he hasn't fought anybody? When he beat when he beat the dude at 112, Narvaez is tied with Chavez for the most amount of defenses in boxing history. So how is he beating nobody when he holds a record?
Wait,
waiting on you.
112?
Yeah, just because they're little guys, that doesn't mean that boxing doesn't exist.
112. Who gives a shit about 112? 112 pounds.
I do.
I've been 112 pounds in fucking 10 years.
Bro, stop acting. Hold on. Hey, Kevin. You giving a bad representation to Chicago right now with that area code, first of all. And second of all, if he was little Henry Cejudo, you'd be all over his nuts, my friend. So
wait a minute.
Credit where it's due. No, take it easy, idiot. Credit where it's due, Kevin. Credit where it's due.
Go ahead, Kevin. Go ahead.
Cejudo's 135 pounds, not 112 pounds.
I don't give. He's still a midget, cunt.
What's going on here?
Yeah, that's a big difference.
What's the limits of a midget?
20 pounds, that's a big difference.
One midget.
Yeah, but
hold on a sec. So one midget means that weighs 20 pounds more means the other midget doesn't count? The fuck? Yeah.
So I just want to see if I get this right. Okay. So because of your prejudice towards a weight class, we're supposed to denounce the guy's achievements. I just want to see if we're all on the same. Is that what we're dealing with here?
Sounds about right.
Okay. All right. Just want to know if that's where we're at.
Sounds like discrimination to me.
Kevin, let me ask you. Let me ask you. I want to ask Kevin something. Kevin,
I'm gonna hit. Weight class.
All right, hold on. Let me ask Kevin something. Kevin, you're a bona fide American, right?
He's evil.
Yeah.
Did your grandfather or great grandfather did he get captured by the Japanese, maybe in Iwo Jima or somewhere around those parts, Okinawa? Is that what happened?
Yep.
I have no idea. I don't think so.
Okay, because it seems.
I think so.
No, just the dude. I just heard about him, but he hasn't beat anybody elite at the weight class he's fighting at. What's he fighting at? 126?
Apparently,
118?
118. Yeah, come on.
And he's got to win over.
Did he make you take your shoes off at a restaurant?
Listen, real fast.
Kevin,
Kevin,
I had to grow up in an orphanage because they killed my old man out there in Okinawa. I'm not taking my fucking boots off for this Jap.
The best part of that scene is how the little Japanese guy refuses to let the mobsters go into the restaurant without their shoes on. Like, yo, Japanese guy, they're gonna beat the shit out of you. Just let them in, man. I'm afraid it is customary. It's like, shut up.
Donnie, I want to eat tonight.
Then he gets like sweet at the end.
Here's off your shoes, or I'm gonna chop off your fucking feet.
Do any of you? Hold on. Do any of you think Inoue is a top 5 pound per pound fighter? You think it should be in the top 5?
I do.
Yes.
I wouldn't argue with anybody being there. I mean, him being there, but not for me. No. But he's top 5 quality.
So we got.
I also
like
rate it by the
Canelo.
guys I want
We
to
got
see
guys
the
like
most
Fury.
fight.
We got guys like Lomachenko, Terrence Crawford, Usyk. You think 112-pound Japanese fellow should be ranked above all of them? That's absurd.
Doesn't matter.
Hang on. I got a question.
You said fifth.
I got a question for Kevin. Name me a win that Terrence Crawford has that's better than Nonito. Just one. Let me hear it.
Let's see. Jeff Crawford.
Crawford?
Huh?
Jeff Hearn. Jeff Hearn has a win over.
Okay. Let me go on this.
Mark, hold on. So
One at a
you're
time.
telling me that Jeff Hearn's better than Nonito Donaire? A better win than Nonito Donaire?
The little juiced up Cuban guy.
Gamboa?
What's that?
Yeah, no,
what's that
fuck
dude's name?
that. You don't even know what you're talking about, Sonny.
I'll mention a couple things. He has
Hold
the
on,
fight of the
because
year.
Mark wanted to say something, then Gonzalo, because we gotta keep stay in order here.
All right, yes.
Right, I just want to say, Nonito Donaire is a 4-weight world champion. He was a former pound-for-pound number 3. Last year, when he fought against Inoue and lost to Inoue, he lost in the Ring Magazine Fight of the Year. He arguably could have been stopped in that fight in the 11th round, and on top of that, Inoue, he's gone and beaten a guy who has the tied most amount of defenses in boxing history, and he's beaten multiple weight world champions than everyone currently in boxing, bar Manny Pacquiao. So how on earth is this dude not above certain guys?
Yes, and can I add to that?
When did he beat that dude?
Yeah.
When did he beat him? At the very end of his reign?
Let me add something to that.
When he was out of his prime?
He's got the fight of the year last year. The fight of the year winner. He has a knockout of the year, or he's got knockouts of the year where they've been up there. You know, I don't know if he got nominated or he actually was. And he's a 3-time world champion, and he is an exciting fighter to watch.
Well, this is my rebuttal to that. He's in that Mighty Mouse category. I don't know if you're familiar with Demetrius Mighty Mouse. The reason he's not the best fighter of all time is because the level of talent, the level of competition at these lighter weight classes, 112 pounds, is nowhere near the level of talent in the higher weight classes. The higher weight classes are so much more competitive. The knockout power, it's to be able to dominate at the higher weight classes is infinitely more tougher than these little fucking 112 pounders that no one gives a shit about. How many pay-per-view buys do these 112 pounders get? No one gives a shit about them. Besides,
You're mistaken.
But wait a minute.
Well, let me make a statement real fast. I'll kill him on this. Give me Terrence Crawford and Vasily Lomachenko's highest purse.
What?
Their highest purse. Vasily Lomachenko's and Terrence Crawford's. Their 2 highest purses combined is lower than what Inoue got for beating Nonito Donaire. He racked up $25 million. No. He's talking about all this stuff to do with pay-per-view and marketability. This dude's a superstar in his country. Terrence Crawford isn't a superstar.
Front page of the #1 paper in Japan. He's the athlete of the year. there's
That's right.
12 million people in Tokyo, and they all worship that kid. I mean, just because I'm sorry, dude, but listen to your logic, how you break it down. Because I don't care about little guys. There's no talent.
Yeah, well, Kevin's
it's
talking
just a
about
little-
USA, which he may have a
Yeah,
point,
the
but
USA.
there's a world outside the United States.
I don't know about
And
that.
most of the world is small. Most of the world in Asia is like
crap,
small,
Davey.
smaller
Why? Because
size.
that's their only fighter. That's their only fighter. That's the only champion of note. They got one guy, so they all rally around him.
I don't know. Listen, Kevin.
They got Ryoto Murata. They got Ryoto Murata at middleweight.
Hold on, Kevin.
hold on.
Go ahead.
No, he's just saying that's their only fighter. Japan has two 3-weight world champions and a 4-weight world champion right now. Koso Tanaka, Kazuto Ioka, and Noah Inoue. And all of those guys, even Montero Unboxing said this on his own channel, 2 of those guys are on the cusp of going into pound for pound list in Tanaka and Ioka. So I don't know what you're talking about the only guy in his country when they've got more 3-weight world champions than the United States currently have.
Yeah, they got Ryoto Murata as well too, on Rival.
Remember, the world is bigger than just America. So
See, again, I have to disagree with that. I have to disagree with that. But real quick, Sakib Rafik says, oh boy, he says, Kevin, please don't mask your fetish for big boys over your casual boxing preferences. Okay, so Kevin, they're calling you a size queen. You rebuttal to that?
No, listen. My point is the level of
Wait a second. Did he just blow his nose?
It's undoubtedly tougher, man. There's people aren't that size. People are not that size. There's no men are not supposed to be 112 pounds. Okay, that's what freaking
Most men are that size though in the world. Not in the United States, but in the world, yes.
Kevin, may I remind you of a little...
You might have a point.
Kevin,
have a point in Asian places.
Remember, a bunch of midgets saved the world when they threw a ring into a volcano, and they saved the world, man. So if you're a midget, that doesn't necessarily mean you don't have courage. And Gonzalo said
Picture a world where everybody's H money size, and they could just.
Oh, come on! Now wait a minute.
You gotta respect your future Chinese. You have to respect your future Chinese overlords. Right?
That's right, Kevin. That's right.
Another point. These weight classes, these are freaking. They're like 3-4 pounds apart. They freaking 3 to 4 pounds apart. They give belts away in boxing. There's freaking. The weight classes are like 3 pounds apart. So you jump up 3 pounds,
watch
and all of a
this.
sudden you're another
Kevin,
world
hang on.
world
Hold on.
champion.
Now, Kevin, okay, now let me ask you something. Because you're an MMA fanboy who likes you're an MMA fanboy who likes watching sweaty guys roll around on the ground with each other and shit like that. Shit that I'm not into. But I'm just curious, bro. I'm just curious, dog. So how many double weight champions does the UFC have, bro? Okay, how many?
Let me see.
3 in their history.
In their 3. Okay, so
I'm saying probably. I'm not.
Yeah, it's something like that. 3. We'll call it 3.
Not many because it's really hard. It's really hard because the weight classes are spread out. It goes from 150.
Now, if you do that by boxing standards, include 4 weight classes for 2, it's the same shit. So what the fuck is you talking about? You don't even know what you're talking about, little man.
Whoa! What's it with the name?
MMA, does it go to, where does it go to, like 155 to 175?
It goes the way old boxing used to go, the original.
Apart, so you made my point. I don't know what you're
talking about.
about.
Yeah, like 20 pounds apart or something? I'm not too sure. I'm not by no means an MMA expert.
No, I'm not going to get into the MMA discussion because we're talking about boxing itself, right?
That's right.
I was making a comparison, Mark.
Okay, but anyway, what I'm going to say is when you get into a topic on boxing and your opening statement is, I only heard about this guy because of his last fight, right? And he fought against this dude and he struggled with him. The dude you're talking about is a walking Hall of Famer.
Yeah. Dude, listen, before Pacquiao burst onto the American scene, he only beat one of the best flyweights of his time, bro. Like,
imagine walking up to him in a straight face around about it to Hall of Famers and say, "Yeah, I saw you fight, man. You struggle with that donair, dude."
Yo, how can you struggle with Nonito Donaire when you're smaller than him, bro? What on earth, bro?
Yeah,
Then check your temperature.
Guy.
How old is Nonito Donaire? How old is he?
35, 36. Like, yeah. What's the point, Kevin?
Oh, we're stretching.
He's way out of his prime. A guy who's pound for pound should not be struggling with the dude way past his prime, 37 years old.
Now he struggled.
Okay, but Kevin, yeah, but that's the thing, though, Kevin. You're doing what I do when a woman asks me how big it is, and I try to add as many inches as I can. That's what you're doing to your argument. You're like Jimmy said, you're stretching. You're stretching. I agree. What? Go ahead, Jimmy. Go ahead.
I say he's measuring from the base.
Measuring from his measuring from his
One time the chick asked me to give her 10
Hold on. One at a time, please. One at a time, please. One at a time. This show today, man. Go ahead. Who has
measuring his inner cock?
How can you find a way to complain? How can you find a way to complain about the fight of the year? I mean, I'm telling you, man, with some fans, can't complain when you got the fight of the year.
Ungrateful.
Yeah, Gonzalo. That's what I was trying to say. He's not a fan. He's an MMA fan, and he's a boxing casual, bro.
Kevin,
the guy was undefeated at 18 pounds.
Okay, hold on. Let me ask Kevin this. Kevin, is that true, or are you more of an MMA fan than a boxing fan?
I'm a fan of all combat sports.
Good answer. Now here's but seriously, like Mark said, like Mark said, this whole thing, like Mark said, this whole discussion started off by you saying, "I don't know much about the guy." So come on, let's be fair here. How much of it can you? You can't say that guy is good or not good if you haven't seen him, man. Come on.
I mean, he hasn't been exposed. I mean, has there any pay-per-view events of him?
No, but that's anybody who's undefeated. They haven't been exposed.
I mean, he's fighting in Japan.
But he's fighting the best. Doesn't matter where he's
able to watch.
Kevin, here's an interesting lesson here. It doesn't matter if you fight the best, whether it's in Japan, China, Somalia. If you're fighting the best and they're the best, and you're beating them up like nobody's ever beaten them up before, you gotta say, "Whoa, this guy's got something going on. A little something special going on." That's my point of view.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, dude. The whole hey, listen, I don't really know anything about this dude, but I'm gonna badmouth the shit out of him.
Yeah, I never heard of him.
I'm not
but
badmouthing
shit.
My point. You guys didn't even listen to my point. My point is, people consider him a top 5 pound for pound talent. What you look at?
These are people that follow him.
Yes, people who follow the sport.
That's a crazy statement.
So listen, let's break it down. You're saying the hardcore guys who put him in the top 5, Steve Kim actually has him number 1. Yeah. So, you know what I mean? And you go down the list of fighters who put him in the top 5, these guys like Mark, who, I mean, let's be honest, dude, he's forgotten more about the sport than you'll probably ever know. And he says he's a top 5, but because your stance is we're crazy because I don't know much about the sport, I'm a casual at best, but my opinion trumps yours. This is why I'm going to take an aspirin because my fucking head hurts.
Oh, wait a minute.
Kevin.
Highlight reel knockouts, fight of the years.
Kevin, a simple question for you. Do you follow Ring Magazine?
Do I follow the Ring Magazine? What do you mean? Do I have a subscription or?
No, do you follow them for their ranking on fighters? Do you follow them for their rankings on fighters?
Yeah, I'll take a look from time to time.
Okay, come on, man. We gotta have
They've
some
had him
here.
inside they've had him top 10 in the pound for pound for the last 3 years. They currently have him number 3 pound for pound. Are you really more educated than Ring Magazine? The oldest magazine in boxing, by the way. It's been around damn near a century. Do you know more than those guys? They have one of the most detailed backlog, and you're saying that what they're saying is crazy? Do you really think that highly of yourself?
It's just exactly. There's ways to do it. There's ways to say, listen,
let him answer.
What I've seen, I don't respect.
Let him answer.
Call us crazy.
Let him answer. Go ahead, Kevin. And then we got to move on, man.
Yeah, you've taken enough time.
For the top 5. I could see him in maybe like 9 or 10, 8 or 9, but some people I see putting them at number 2 or 3. And
you're splitting hairs when you start doing that,
at the end of the day,
bro.
it's all made up. Pound for pound is just made up opinion, so it doesn't matter, whatever. You guys think he's the best?
We didn't say that. We didn't say that. We didn't say he's the best.
Like Kevin,
Kevin, we didn't say he's the best. We didn't say he's
Kim
the best.
Thinks he's the best. Steve Kim
and Mark, I think,
gets paid for his opinion, thinks he's number one. I don't agree with it, but I wouldn't tell Steve Kim, who gets paid for his opinion, that he doesn't know boxing.
Kevin, when I see
dominant for sure.
Kevin, I want you to grab me 4 Blackhawks tickets, okay? And I'll pay you back for them, dog. All right? Give me some Blackhawks tickets. I'll hook you up, bro.
Give me some Cubs and White Sox tickets. I'm a baseball fan.
Yeah, don't give me no Cubs tickets. I don't belong in Fagville. But
oh, wait a minute.
Hey, that's a nice town over there. I didn't know it was Fagville though.
Bro. They got the whole little queer section called Boy Scouts.
Oh, I love women. I love big booties, big bounce that ass. You know what I'm saying?
All right, that's just me trying to get out of this.
Some big booty bitches, yo.
All right, Kevin. Anything else you want to say before?
For sure. He...
All right, listen. Hold on.
Point regarding Inoue.
Yeah.
I'm not disrespecting him. I'm not calling him a scrub. I'm just saying he might be a little overrated in regards to all the other world champion fighters. But I'll leave it at that.
I'd see that I can agree with. All right, Kevin. Thank you for calling in. You certainly inspired some great discussion.
Overrated is opinions, bro. That's opinion.
But it's a good point, though.
Yeah, he's
anyway.
dominant for sure, though. He's dominant, right? Even though he had a good fight with Donaire, he clearly won that fight. Some world champions are going tit for tat and not winning convincingly, like Errol Spence versus Porter, GGG. Those are close fights. You know, Inoue clearly beat Donaire. It was a good fight. It was fight of the year, but he's still dominant.
And he was hurt. He was cut.
Gonzalo, that was a fantastic.
That was a great fight.
Yeah, that was a fantastic point. And I will say though that Spence did show balls too against Porter. Against Porter, and dropped him and all that. But by the way, Gonzalo, you're not on TV Azteca, okay? You can say Donaire instead of Donaire. Come on.
Okay, Donaire.
I'm kidding, by the way. I'm kidding.
Right.
Don't take it seriously.
I'm start calling him Donaire.
Nonito Donaire. Okay. Compartiendo un jumbo. All right, so we got lost. We got lost with the fucking phone call. We had moved on from Inoue, and now we were on Porter. Actually,
you know, Kevin knows how to drag a conversation. I'll tell you that.
It was a good conversation, man. It was a very good conversation. I liked it. It certainly fired up. It woke those that are smoking. The ganja woke them up at least.
Kev, get me some 2 tickets for the Cubs and minus the fags. All right, that's all I want.
What the fuck? Oh no.
Well, I mean, it's Fagville over there.
Shut up! Don't use that word, man. Don't use that word.
I didn't see them. I mean, you know what I mean? Gayville. Excuse me, Gayville.
Where were we? Oh yeah, okay, with Porter then. Okay, so bottom line, Bucho said no. Porter's not gonna stay in the same position of provenance that he's in right now. Recognize. What do you think?
Porter, I'm going to say Porter is still strong enough. He's going to be around, bro. He's going to be around. He's going to be a force, too.
Mm-hmm.
Still going to be a force. He's going to be a problem. He's a little bull.
Well, he is, yeah. He
90 seconds.
Shut up.
A strong bull.
A strong bull. Okay, there you go. Jemmy,
you know, he's the kind of guy that you fuck with, and when he's beating you up, he says, you fucked with the wrong bull. That's it.
Boy.
Yep.
No, that's scary right there, man. Jimmy, what do you think?
Yes. What, Porter?
Yes.
What will he be? Will he be in the same kind of like? No, I think that was his career peaked with Spence.
That's interesting, man. That's interesting.
I just think that was it. That was his, peak. Because prior to that, he went life and death with Granados.
Well, I wouldn't say with life and death. I mean, it was just a sloppy fight that Porter tends to get into sometimes with a lot of holding.
Oh, no, was that Broner? Yeah, no, that was Porter. No, that was pretty fucking life and death, man. I don't know, man. He did definitely...
Well, they were both ugly fights. I'll give you that, Jimmy, for different reasons.
Well, most of his fights are going to be ugly because of his style. I don't know, man. I'm surprised people haven't figured him out. I just don't rate what he does because it really is pretty much the same thing all the time. It's just he's so strong. That neck is such, you know what I mean? To try to knock him out, you really got to play.
With his discipline, that's what I'm saying, Jimmy. With his discipline and how strong he is, that's why I think he could, in terms of performance, I think you might be right. He probably already maxed out, but I think he's still strong enough. And you add the discipline, and that takes some past 2 years, in my opinion.
And again, he just falls in that category. I think it's just easy to see somebody who hasn't done this since they were little. Just little things. He does a lot of things that should come natural to him. You know what I mean? Like natural to a boxer. But, wasn't he a wrestler and football player right up through high school?
Yo, Sakib in the chat just said, he said, what did he just say? He said, thanks for the stimulating discussion from Kevin from Chicago. Bro, I swear that kid has the wisdom of a 90-year-old man, bro. I swear he does. It's incredible, Joe. It's tremendous, Joe Rogan.
Subash Kumnar in the chat said that Kevin from Chicago is no longer welcome in Asia. So there you go.
The Yakuza is going to be going for his head, bro.
You lost your Asian pass, buddy.
Yeah, Kevin, bro. They about to, like I say, you go over there, bro. They're gonna tie you down in the driveway when a hurricane's about to hit, bro. You better watch yourself.
You lost all your LA privileges.
I'm
gonna jump off.
When you mentioned Yakuza, I started thinking about the sumo wrestlers. The sumo wrestler's gonna get in his ass for disrespecting the small Japanese people. Oh, you don't respect the small people in Japan? Well, here's myself, big sumo wrestler, fucking beating his ass.
He's gonna squash you. I'm gonna roll over you, Kevin.
Small people are fun.
He needs to go watch
says
Black
he was actually
Rain.
being polite with that comment. Go ahead, Johnny. Jimmy.
No, I was gonna say he needs to go watch that movie Black Rain.
Michael
that was a good
Douglas?
movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, that wasn't a half bad one.
No,
I like
it
how-
wasn't that bad with the samurai swords on the bikes.
I like how Andy Garcia's character there, all he has to do is get out of the way from the motorcycles, just run away. Now he stays there looking at the guys trying to play Matador. Trying to play Matador with the fucking Yakuza on motorcycles. Get the fuck out of here.
Did you ever see BDA? Did you ever see, or Jimmy, either one? Did you ever see Thief with James Caan before?
Yes, years ago. I don't remember it, but yes, I definitely.
What's the name of the movie?
That ain't a half bad old movie there either. If you're
What is
looking
it?
for something.
What was that? What was the name of the movie?
Thief, he said. Thief.
Oh.
Hey, so speaking of thieves then. Sport or stays or go?
Hey, stays.
Oh, wait a minute. What the
Still
fuck?
tough enough.
No, he goes.
Wait a minute. Hold on. I thought the phone calls were over. What the fuck? Yeah, he disappeared.
Oh, okay, that's
I think he can still call in because I had. Anyway, sorry about that. People were saying go, right? He's not going to be in the same place.
No, he's in the same place because he never was a winner. He always wins and loses, so he's still in the same position. He's gonna win some and he's gonna lose some as well, but he's gonna be relevant, a blue collar guy, earning decent paychecks.
Yeah, you know what, Gonzalo? It kind of hurts me to say this because I like the fucking kid so much, but I get the feeling in my gut is telling me that Porter's gonna be one of those sluggers who just sticks around way too fucking long. That's just what my balls are telling me.
He's a gatekeeper.
I think he'll be around.
I don't know about gatekeeper, man. I mean, I think he's more.
He's not gay. He's not gay.
No, I didn't.
Well, gatekeeper means if you want to fight in the top 10, right? You're holding that position, right? The number 10.
No, I understand I know what a gatekeeper is, and I understand what Johnny was trying to get at. But I mean, I think a gatekeeper is more of a guy like a bottom 10.
Broner.
Yeah, well, yeah, even him.
Like Adrien Granados.
Yeah, Granados would be more of a he's more of a gatekeeper. Like he's
probably
a guy
the prototype. Gate.
So what's a journeyman?
Yeah.
A journeyman is a guy that goes throughout the world, that fights around the world.
Yeah, that's actually where it came from.
Journeyman.
A club fighter.
A club fighter. Granados is like a club fighter.
A club fighter. Yeah.
Yeah. Could be.
Because I wanted to say,
but yeah, Porter is like maybe higher than that. Not in the top 3, but in the division, but still up there, right?
Granados is the kind of kid that you put him in a club, you put him in a fight, he challenges like all the gangbangers. He knocks like half of them out. They jump him at the end. That's Granados.
That's the thing.
Yeah.
That's how he got that scar on his nose.
Yeah.
Well, I was going to say to you, I was having a discussion with somebody. Know how you just mentioned that? You just said that about Granados will gatekeeper, what level, and then what is a journeyman? Bucho said. It's such a great point. Now think about this. This is where that protecting the zero, right? The Mayweather era thing, that whole mindset hurt boxing and made it even worse in the comparison. This is what's happened. This person would know because he's more into this than I am. What's happened for years and years, you would have guys who would have 2 or 3, 4 losses, even 5 losses, and they would still give it their all. They'd still be going in there and fighting because you never know, you still get a shot at a championship. Once the era of once you didn't have a zero, they didn't look at you, and everybody took it so serious once you get a loss. So these guys, once after 2, 3 loss, you notice it's either complete journeyman shitbags now, making a handful of dollars, or people are fighting for championships. That journeyman level in boxing, those journeymans used to be the lifeblood, right? Like in sports, it's the fucking minor leagues. In boxing, used to be the guys who were hovering around prospect, trying to, hopefully, that one more fight could put them into prospect land, into a title shot. But, you know what I mean? Once guys had 4 or 5 losses, nobody takes them serious.
It's like
at
it's
all.
like that
so,
old.
But that's hurt boxing. Anyways, I just wanted to say that's a good subject we should talk about some point. But
Well, can I say something about
the boxing family? There's this saying in boxing family, right? The father goes home to his father, was his trainer. He's like, "Hey, pops, I'm 13-0 with 13 knockouts," and his father says, "You fought absolutely nobodies."
Oh,
that's exactly right. Undefeated means nothing. It means nothing.
It's true, yeah.
Okay, it only means something when you start testing yourself. It gets better and better. But just because you take a loss to a guy who's at your level, you're fighting guys at the very top. That doesn't mean that you're done. So the guy beneath him that got 4 or 5 losses, what Jimmy is saying is these guys were highly respected as, he could beat me. That guy could go in there and beat me. I got to be on my, let's say I'm an A-level fighter. He's a B-plus fighter. B-plus fighter could beat an A-level fighter. You better believe that. You slip, he'll beat you in that fight. So
that's right.
That's what Jimmy's saying. 4 or 5 losses in a guy who's fought like fucking 40 fights shouldn't really hurt him. But today, because of the emphasis on an undefeated record, no matter who you fought, versus a guy who's lost 3 fights, but he's fought everyone, it's frowned upon. It's stupid. It's
had a negative effect on the sport. It really has. The quality of opponents out there is so limited. That's why you get the Haneys. You know what I mean? Getting email belts and whatnot. No, it really has. You don't have a bunch of good journeymans anymore.
Well, that's
Mickey
exactly.
Moore didn't start seeing his success until he had already had 6 losses.
That's exactly the problem.
So Porter's a contender.
Yeah, but hold on.
So Porter's a contender. Go ahead.
Yeah, that's sticking to the whole the issue about the losses. That's something that we've touched upon, and anybody that's been a boxing fan for the last 20 years will encounter people who they look at a 0 undefeated record and they think, oh, that's a mark of a true champion. That's not, like Jimmy said back in the day. That's not how it used to be. A loss wasn't seen the same way as it is now. And going back to MMA, which right now looks more like what boxing was, 50 years ago. You see guys there with losses all the time, and they win championship here, then they lose it, and then they stay contenders. Like in MMA, they don't seem to care too much about the losses, and that's what boxing was like back in the day. Hold on a second.
Oh, dude, I can't stress enough how nobody gave a fuck if you had lost. I really didn't. That was Muhammad Ali would kind of go on about that, but even he ended up losing. That was a complete Mayweather fucking phenomenon. He took that to the 10th degree.
I always say that, BDA doing. I always say that, bro. I'm gonna give you more props for going in there and fighting the best guys and losing than just staying undefeated and fighting bullshit the whole time. I always say that. Though.
Sorry, just because I just wanted to read the super chat real quick. Mark from Unrivaled Boxing Talk and News just donated the super chat. Shout out to Mark, and he says, "We'd just like to say thanks for having me on and keep up the great discussions. Hit the like." Oh yeah, that's right. Hit the like button. Don't forget to hit that like button. Really helps us out. Thanks, Mark. Again, thanks for the contribution. Really appreciate it. And thank you for being on. That's the most important thing. All right, go ahead, Johnny boy. Sorry, I cut you off.
No, I was just all I was saying was like, bro, I'm always gonna give you more credit for going in there, and even if you lose to the best guys out there and you got a couple losses, whatever, at least you fought them guys and gave it a shot, bro.
Sugar Ray Robinson is still.
That deserves more credit than just staying undefeated and fighting bullshit the whole time. Like, look at Teofimo. If he goes in there and gets his ass whooped by Lomachenko, he ain't got nothing to be ashamed for, bro.
Exactly.
He's 22 years old. He's 22 years old, and you got whooped by the best fighter on the planet.
So here's the thing. I have to ask a question. Okay, so if you're a contender, like let's say Porter, but then you've been given multiple title opportunities, then you lose. Shouldn't you go back to the back of the line, or what do you guys think? Should you immediately get another chance because they're names? Some of these guys are getting back-to-back chances. Should you still be a contender?
Depends on the level of effort you put in and how bad you lost. You know what I mean? If you get whomped, or if you take a one-sided loss, absolutely, that should affect your standing. You should go back. But if you hang in there and it's a split decision, or it's some people thinking you won, if anything, that should help you stay there, because if it doesn't, then it's the same thing of you're getting punished for. You should always be win or lose, be judged on your performance. You know what I mean? And to have people sit there and say, you can always tell a fucking Nimrod when they say, yeah, well, Lomachenko lost to Salido. You know, let's take away all the fucking horrible things that were against them. You know, the way it's too long to list. The fact that fucking people say that just goes to show you. You know what I mean? And that they're the people who push that zero bullshit.
That's an excellent point, Jimmy.
I only care, honestly, about a fighter's mentality is I only care what my opponent thinks, right? Especially if my opponent kind of underestimated me a little bit and I gain his respect at the end of the fight and he says, yo, that guy is definitely no chump. That's all I care about. I don't care about what some stupid fan thinks about me having a loss. When you fight enough guys, bro, you're gonna lose. I don't care. I don't care if you even got the decision. Okay? Mayweather, in my opinion, has lost fights. I've seen him. In my opinion, I thought he lost to Castillo. In my opinion, I thought he lost the first Maidana fight. Okay? So for me, he lost. Okay? Now I understand he's undefeated, and I respect that. You could say Floyd Mayweather is undefeated. But he didn't crush every single guy that he's got in the ring with. Therefore, people are entitled to their opinion. And, yeah, at least in my opinion, there's two fights that I thought he lost.
You know what? Recognize, to your point, man, to your point. These guys that, like, for example, in sparring, sometimes you go in there in sparring, and you know, I'm pretty sure Mayweather has had bad sparring performances. I mean, he had one against Spadafora, and it's for everybody there to see on YouTube.
He had one against Earl Spence of recent history. Remember, there's this big rumor that Earl Spence roughed him up.
That's right.
You know?
So if you go back in the day when people used to fight, you know, I don't know, 12 times a year or sometimes more, they would have a bunch of losses. You know, they would have non-title fights here and there, and they would lose. And then once it was time for the title fight, they would ramp it up. That's what the same thing would run right now in boxing. They don't count sparring sessions, but you know, there's guys that have lost sparring sessions. Just the point is nobody's judged them.
Yeah.
So
absolutely, man.
So that's what I'm saying.
There's no way you're gonna go. Here's the thing. Anybody who knows this, unless you spar like fucking, I don't know, like little kids or something. But if you go into a gym enough times, you're gonna. I don't care how good you are. I don't give a fuck who you are, and I don't care how many times you tell me no, it didn't happen.
Mm-hmm.
I know you got your ass whipped. I know you did. There's no doubt. I know somebody went in there and put it on you one night. I don't care if it happened one time. Okay? It happened. Like, there's no way you go into a fucking gym where there's nothing but fucking gym warriors and you came out of there fucking scabby clean.
Exactly.
I don't believe that.
Exactly.
In every sport you lose, right? In every sport you lose. But in boxing, look, the thing that people can't conceive a person losing, in boxing, you're getting damaged. So you're always going to be a lesser version of yourself. Maybe not in the beginning because iron sharpens iron, but with time, you're going to be a lesser version of yourself. Somebody's got to beat you. In every sport you lose.
Exactly.
Dude, and when you spar in the gym, right? And you go into those like these atmospheres where it's like a lot of hostility, but everybody's cool with each other at the end. You know, that kind of atmosphere, bro. That kind of atmosphere, you're made to lose.
Mm-hmm.
It's what you go through and what you take from that. Okay, you got to take something from those experience. You can go to a soft ass gym where everybody caters to you. You're a star, but if they say, "Look, fuck that, he's Floyd Mayweather. Go in there, fuck his ass up," he's gonna get fucked up. Trust me. He goes there 7 days out of the week. He's gonna get fucked up. It's gonna happen.
Here's my point, man, about that, because Alex Collins in the chat room says sparring is sparring. But what I'm saying is sometimes you'll have guys, people back in the day, they were fighting every 2-3 weeks. So it was almost as if they were having hard sparring. Second of all, there's people out there that do have hard sparring sessions, and the other guy gets the best of them. So they really are trying, and they still fail to do what they want. And that's when they go back home and they go, "Ah, shit, next time I get in the ring with this guy in sparring, I'm going to really, change things up." So it can happen when guys think, really want to do well in sparring and they can't. So it's the same thing with boxing. Sometimes guys have a bad night. Sometimes it's a styles matchup that does not completely destroy a guy's career. But that's the way a lot of these fans, especially fans with agendas. For example, there's a lot of Lomachenko haters out there when, like Jimmy said, when they go with the whole, "Oh, well, he lost to a guy who had 20 losses or something." Yeah, but that's the other thing. Who did Salido lose to? And how did he lose to them? Because, he didn't get wiped out. And by the way, most of those losses...
They say, well, Salido got knocked out before. It's like, dude, look,
when he was 15, right? When he was 15 and he was being mismanaged. I mean, come on.
Content means, you know what it is? When you hate on somebody, content means nothing. Like, that's like saying, "Oh, I saw your father whip your ass." Yeah, when I was fucking 10, bro.
Exactly.
My father's not going to whip my ass now when I'm a full-grown man. You get what I'm saying?
Right.
So it's like, you got to put, some fucking content behind it. When you're 16, 17, 18, you're behind the 8 ball in terms of physicality versus a 22 to 25-year-old. Yes, 22 to 25-year-olds usually beat the shit out of 16 to 19-year-olds. It's not.
And I know, like, BDA has brought up that there's levels to the game. Yeah, that's right. But even a journeyman might have your number. Remember Glenn Johnson and even like Darnell Boone, how he had that draw against Kovalev, dropped Ward, and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
There's guys that just got your number, even though they got 9, 10, 13 losses. They can still, drop you, hurt you, and be rough and tumble, especially with all that experience.
Of course. People miss the nuances of the game, and but that's, again, the more somebody focuses on a belt, the more somebody focuses on the O, that means they had no arguments. They can't argue. They can't go into depth to argue why a guy's good. If that's all you got,
Sugar Ray Robinson had 19 losses out of 200 fights. Right? He suffered 19 defeats, and he had like 5. He had like 5 draws or some shit like that. Right?
Yeah.
So he's still considered one of the greatest fighters to ever lace them up.
I think he had. Yeah, I think he had like 210 or 8 or something.
Something like that, right? He had 200 plus fights. This guy went in there and took some L's to some guys that maybe he should have not lost to at the time. You know what I'm saying? Maybe he should have not.
Mm-hmm.
But he always made up for it when you put him in big fights. He usually delivered. He lost some, but most of the time he won those big fights. So it's like you got to put it into perspective. When you're fighting all the time, bro, you're gonna have a bad night. It's gonna happen. Okay.
And the fact that
today, go ahead.
Well, the fact that it was Lomachenko who fought a guy in his second pro fight against a guy who has 40-something plus fights. I mean, and he almost beat him in the last round, and he didn't get schooled in that fight. So again, yeah, people are getting carried away.
And remember, this was not I know people like to bring up, well, that's your opinion. Remember, even in that's my opinion, he lost a split decision. That means one judge thought he won.
Mm-hmm.
All right? So keep that in mind when you play that little game of, well, it doesn't matter what you say, he still lost. Okay, you're right. He did. He did lose. He has an official L on his record. But one judge thought he actually won that fight.
But then
you gotta keep that in perspective.
Then the other argument is, well, but he had 200 plus amateur fights. Yeah, amateur. That's the key word right there. Amateur fights. He wasn't fighting 12 rounders all the time. You know what I mean? So listen, like you said, recognize people that don't want to give him credit, they'll look for any excuse not to give him credit. And you got to look at yourself in the mirror if you think that way, because I don't know what your problem is. You know what I mean? It's like you get a chip on your shoulder if you think that way. Instead of enjoying boxing, hey, you got yourself a jewel in Vasyl Lomachenko, and instead you spend all your time to discredit him. I think that's sad. But anyway,
don't worry. He's gonna give you haters the chance to witness him lose because he's gonna keep challenging himself. That's what he does. While your pussy boys that you guys cheer for, they stay. Oh, maybe I should fight him now. Maybe I should, not ever proving anything.
Yeah, listen, we're gonna be doing it.
They also Salido. Sorry, BD.
Go ahead.
Got a delay. Salido was the next world champion. He had beat other world champions. The guy was good, man.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
And he didn't kick his ass. And if he did kick his ass, he got his ass kicked back, Salido.
Exactly. Yeah. People make too much of this. By the way, speaking of Lomachenko, we gotta get together again to do because supposedly, hopefully, I'm crossing my fingers here that they do the Lopez-Lomachenko fight in September. So we got to get down to it right away and look at some of those fights.
I hope so too, but it doesn't, something. It doesn't seem like Lopez is too interested in that fight without a crowd. That's what it seems like.
Well, if he doesn't, Bob Arum's going to put him on the back burner because Bob Areno said that he's not taking guff from anyone. He says he wants to move on. By the way, I wanted to ask Jimmy something about when he hopped on. He said he wanted to say something, but I don't know if he's going to jump back on or not. Fuck. Anyway, listen. I think we should cut it short. What did we say about Porter? Did we say go? Now that we only have 3 people, this is better. It's going to go faster. Do you think in 2 years he's going to be in the same position or in a lower position?
I said he is. Yeah, I say he stays.
Yeah. Gonzalo?
He might be in a lower position, but he still be like very active as one of the guys that you still got to watch out for.
Mm-hmm. All right.
Yeah, he'll win some and he'll lose some, but he's still relevant in 2 years because he's still strong enough. He might not. He's not going to be dominant ever because he's not really a hard puncher. But just his engine alone will keep him competitive, and he might gain experience. But in the end of the day, he's not going to punch harder. So when he faces the Virgil Ortizes of the world, he's not going to win. He's just going to be a contender.
That's a good point. His limitations. This is when punching power. See, when people talk about the skills pay the bills crowd, skills pay the bills. That's all you need. Nah, you need more than that, man. And Porter's lack of power, it's gonna end up costing him against the elite. But anyway, okay. So you said yes.
I fought a guy like him before, man. A Mexican kid, Mexican version, boxing fight.
Uh-huh.
That motherfucker was so strong, man. Shit. I always remember that fucking fight.
Segundo Portero, right? That was his name.
No.
Well, isn't that the Spanish? That's the Spanish for Sean Porter, right? Segundo Portero. Anyway.
Yo, that's true. No, it was,
Butch is the only guy that...
Yeah, but no, my point is that he was fucking strong, bro. He was just... Mm-hmm. I could hold my own, but I could never own him. You know what I'm saying? Like, I could never, fucking push him off and get him belt on the fucking, the ropes. Those guys are just super strong, man, and they're effective. They hit you. They hit you with the knuckles, bro.
Mm-hmm.
It may not look like much, but they are hitting you, and you can feel it.
Yeah, that's hell to fight a guy like that who's always on you, and and he sticks to you. He's not just putting pressure; he's sticking to you and roughing you up on the inside. Like, that ain't fun, man. That ain't fun. But okay, so Butch is the only one that said no. He thinks Porter's going to be lower. Although I suspect Butch, you don't mean that he's going to be lower by that much, right?
I think he's gonna retire in 2 years.
Butch just thinks he's gonna be he's out of here. Like, listen,
no, he is. He has a career. He's like, listen, he's the voice of the PBC now. One of the voices.
Might be right. I mean, that's a good point. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I see maybe another title shot if he fights Crawford. But after that, I mean, that's it.
Butch thinks he's gonna be hosting a cooking show on PBC.
Maybe, man.
I think Butcher's got some credibility going on because he's been like lately the Nostradamus of the BDA.
I have.
That's true, yeah.
Listen to my word. No, but think about it, guys. Who's he gonna fight? Like he's not gonna be a gatekeeper. He's already he had some title shots. He won against Garcia. He lost against Thurman. He lost against Spence.
Mm-hmm.
If he fights Crawford, then I think that'd be his last title shot opportunity, and then that's it. And I don't even think he's gonna get that Crawford fight. So retirement.
But it also seems like Crawford's not even really interested in that, right?
No. No, he's not. Well, I don't know.
He's not as badass as he's trying to make himself out to be, Crawford.
I think Bob Arum tells Crawford like what to say or something. He tells him don't say anything at all.
By the way,
I don't know.
By the way, Padja in the chat room keeps saying Jeff Crawford. he's making Jeff Crawford. I mean, come on, man.
Who the fuck is that?
Because Kevin from Chicago earlier, he misspelled the name and he called Crawford Jeff Crawford. So that Padja's having fun with that. But that was a good call, though. I like that call from Kevin from Chicago. He certainly livened up the conversation. And by the way, Jimmy, before we go, because I wanted to ask you, you were going to say something about Top Rank earlier?
No, I was just I'm just really pissed about the fucking. I bought that app. Well, not bought it, but I pay every month, right, for the ESPN Plus app. And part of that was there were, you know what, we don't need HBO anymore. You can just do this. We're going to put all the fights. No one ever mentioned the fucking. I don't remember if anybody ever mentioned. I know nobody didn't say it to me when you talked to the rep, whatever, about pay-per-views. That was all supposed to be all encompassing, right? Unless it was another outfit. He couldn't control that. If, like you say, Wilder Fury. Well, actually, he was just a part of Fury. But you know what I mean? If it was an in-house, it was fucking Top Rank. So when I just read the article that it said, well, certainly in his interview, it's certainly going to be a pay-per-view. I'm like, wait, wow. Why would fucking Lomachenko, no disrespect to Lomachenko, but like I tweeted, Lopez is one knockout removed from fucking prospect status. Why the fuck is he stepping into a pay-per-view? I just think it's bullshit. I think it's a bad look. It's misrepresented because it was supposed to be in-house fights. Was it covered? Tells me that app isn't turning the money they thought or something. But yeah, that really pissed me off. I don't know about you guys.
Well, there was an article that came out from Thomas Hauser last week. I was talking a little bit about it in the beginning of the show. And Bob Arum's talking about how without the crowds, it's going to be hard. It takes he has to take a loss financially from that. And he said Thomas Hauser said that Bob Arum went to ESPN to ask for some financial relief, and he says that ESPN was not sympathetic towards him. So, which means that they're probably feeling it too, the financial burden. Have you heard anything about that? Like, would that make sense?
Well, that would make sense. That would make sense if it was going to be in front of like no crowd. Then you have to use the pay-per-view. You have to, the fans. That's our way of supporting them. Then I would be the first one to buy that. That's why I don't stream. If I like a fighter good enough, like I want to support this fighter, I'm not going to fuck him. Streaming it fucks him. If I really like Triple J, I would never stream one of his fights. I always bought his pay-per-views because I wanted him to get the money. So that's my theory on that, anyways. But yeah, so that I could understand. But if this is where they had full crowds again, why would it be a pay-per-view? But anyways, I guess that explains it. Yeah, that really pissed me off when I saw that. But you just explained that. That makes a lot of sense if it's, in front of nobody. But I don't think either one of them would fight in front of no crowd. I think Lopez already said he needs a crowd. I know I would. I wouldn't want to fight in front of nobody.
Yeah, but that's what Teofimo was
sorry.
saying.
Like, look, I'm a boxing fan. I want boxing to come back. Me personally, if I'm at that level, you boxing fans wouldn't get shit from me. I'd be like, fuck that. You guys are scared of the coronavirus, but you want to see me fight? Nah. Bye.
You know what? That's a good point, man, because there's more important things out there than boxing and sports. I mean, it's about how people are being told to stay indoors and they're doing it as opposed to saying, wait, I mean, like questioning why the fuck are we making such a big
abortion, but you can't go to church.
Yeah, you could buy liquor, but you can't go to a house of worship. I mean, these people are fucking insane.
The liquor things, honestly, recognize that I can understand, and the only reason why, because alcoholics, man, within 24 hours, they'd be having seizures everywhere. They would have been it would have been horrible. They would have broken into the place. So I can understand they're taking care of the addicts. But why the fuck was Walmart and all the big box stores open, but every mom and pop store is fucking going out of business? This is just, it's insane. Sorry to diverse, but this is really starting to bother me, dude. Really bad.
Yeah, that's why we gotta do something here.
So kudos to all the baseball players that say, especially to New York, especially to my home state, that told them, go fuck yourself. I love you guys for that. And to every boxer that says, nah, man, fuck that.
Wait, Puerto Rico said that to the Major League?
New York.
New York, okay.
New York told baseball to go fuck themselves.
Well, okay,
Lazio and fucking Como's fucking that city and state up.
Yeah,
Bad
fuck them. I hate those motherfuckers.
Hey, but listen, you know what? Bottom line is we live in a world where if you're an Uber driver or a Walmart cashier, you're not going to get COVID. And also, if you are black and you vote for Donald Trump, you're not really black, according to Joe Biden. So this is the world we live in, ladies and gentlemen.
You're not even black.
He's gonna win. He's gonna win.
No, come on.
No way. Don't even tell me that. Don't even tell me that, dude, man. I
He's
don't
not
want to
gonna
die
win.
right now.
He's not going to win. This is all
Try to
set
be
up.
cool,
This is
huh?
all a setup for Trump to win again. That's all it is.
Well,
the fucking dude doesn't even know he's there.
Dude, if they wanted to beat Trump, Trump would be out of here. They would have gotten somebody who could debate him and fucking kill Trump in a debate. The fact that they picked this fucking moron tells me, okay, and I'm not saying I hate Trump. Just I don't care for him personally. He's gonna win. You just read the signs, bro. He's in there. He wins.
All right. Well, there you have it. Prediction time. This is turning into the boxing presidential debate analysis, whatever the fuck it is. So, listen, I thought it was a fantastic show. We covered a lot of angles. I was laughing my ass off, by the way, not the last episode, before last, where we were talking about street fights, and Jimmy goes, yeah, you know, when you get older, you don't want to be fucking rolling around in the floor fighting over a French fight. I was laughing my ass off. I was re-listening to that a couple of nights ago. it's true. It's
like a couple of pigeons fighting for a French fry.
yeah, that's gotta be embarrassing. Fighting in a I always thought it's entertaining watching a fight, people fighting, but also if you're in the fight the next day, you gotta think, oh man, what the fuck did I do? You know what I mean? It's like getting into a fight in a bar on the floor, sticky floor. It's not unless it's a self-defense situation. If it's a self-defense situation, all right. But if you're actively going out to look for trouble, it's a whole other world. And I know people like that, or I used to know people that were like that. They would just look for fights in bar. But anyway, listen, that's a street fight episode for Second Renaissance. Rick Rocca, in fact, is saying Second Renaissance tonight. Second Rennie. I think that's pushing.
I ain't got nothing to do. I got nothing to do. I got the house to myself too.
Well, what do you mean you got the house to yourself? Where's your family?
So it's
just say they left you, man.
My wife, my
they
wife
finally left you.
My wife went to go babysit. My wife
okay.
is babysitting, and my boys are with her, and my daughter's, she's with her family. I got the house.
Are you social distancing?
yeah, there they say.
We got a social distance.
Karen's gonna call.
Do you want to talk to me on on FaceTime? Is it safer that way?
Yeah,
hey, honey, bend over doggy style, FaceTime, and I'll get on top, all right?
You got fucking food banks, man. Fucking churches giving people lining up trying to get food. And you get Nancy Pelosi with her fucking dentures flopping around like a psycho, showing a $20 quart ice cream in a $7,000 or $27,000 refrigerator. Oh, they deliver the ice cream. Just stay in. I know it's tough. It's like, are you fucking that out of touch, you ignorant twat?
We'll do a Second Renaissance. I want to talk about this, but one thing I'm gonna say. You know how Trump's gonna win? Even though this is all bullshit, you know how Trump's gonna win?
What's that?
How?
They're doing the good cop, bad cop. Who's the good cop and who's the bad cop? The bad cop is stay home 2 years, 5 years, maybe. You save lives that way,
dude.
Right? And the guy that's saying no. Let's open the market. We'll do it slowly. We'll do it all slow, but we're gonna open the market.
It's going down tribal lines now. Recognize it's falling to tribal lines now, man. It's fucking Democrat states, the one I live in, still trying to impose lockdowns, all the shit. The Republican states, Texas, Florida, Georgia, these states are opening up, and they're showing even less. Their counts of COVID are going down. The places that are still Michigan, these fucking authoritarian, archaic law. You can't buy seeds, or they're just like making shit up. Every one they do slams our Constitution. It's against this is insane. It's just fucking insane. It's insane. Know what it is? The Democrats hate Trump so bad. They're willing. It's like somebody. I saw a tweet the other day. What's the German army? What does a German retreating army and the Democrat Party have in common? scorch earth policy. If we can't be in charge, burn it all to the ground. And I believe wholeheartedly that's what they're doing. Let's just destroy the economy, and then we're going to need federal bailouts. It's going to. I mean, they're willing to destroy the country to get Orange Man out because they're afraid he's going to tear down the deep state. But anyway, Renaissance, where is it?
He could win. There's one way he could win. I'm talking about Biden. That's if they rig it. In other words, it's a virtual voting count.
Why do you think they're trying to do mail-in voting, dude? They want to push this fucking pandemic as long as possible because they want to do mail-in voting. And that's going to be easily the most corrupt fucking way. A judge just actually arrested another. They just got caught again, the Democrats cheating.
But if it's
unbelievable.
If it goes again to the way, 2016 voting like that, the regular way, listen, there's no way this cherry-picked clown can beat Trump. There's just no way. It's not possible.
Way, man. They couldn't pick another person than Creepy Joe.
And he was a cherry pick. He was a cherry pick.
And you know what's Trump's best thing is his rallies, man. She shows up in New Hampshire up here, right? There was 22,000 people, largest fucking thing it's ever had, including more than Elton John. There was another 15,000 people outside on jumbo screens. They were waiting outside 3 days. That kind of shit. There's like almost a movement with him. They don't want that. They don't want him showing up in liberal states like Massachusetts, pulling those kind of numbers. And then Creepy Joe shows up. He stumbles in front of 300 people, doesn't know where he is. He's calling Vermont fucking New Hampshire. He's fucking, dude, it's actually almost elderly abuse. And then you got a bunch of these black ladies pushing each other around to become vice president because he's so desperately wanted by the progressives that he's already said, well, it's going to be a black woman. Really? So you already pigeonholed the second most important, if they win, this country's fucked.
Jimmy has a way. You have a way with words, man. The way you paint a picture with words, man. It's elderly abuse. Oh man!
But he would make 4 years. Imagine if he becomes president, 4 years of this guy, he wouldn't even last.
Dude, have you ever had that uncle fucking sitting there like, where's the control? Where's the control? Uncle, it's in your hand. Oh, Jesus Christ. He goes to leave the house, he doesn't have his pants on. Dude, you put some pants on, Uncle? Oh, God, Jesus. Or he'll call you 30 names before he gets you. Jim, Frank, 7. Yep, up. Because his mind just isn't there, and it's slowly. And listen, there's never a curve that gets better. Dude, he'll be sitting there in the White House, fucking, hurry up, give him his pudding. There's nobody around. Fucking eating his pudding and fucking sitting in his own diaper waste. He get his picture taken. He just have handlers.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying, Jimmy.
Think about how evil that will be. It'll be unelected bureaucrats behind the scenes.
Jimmy, the only way he wins is to fix the election. It's the only way. That means that they're willing to go out of their way to even expose themselves badly. I mean, they always fuck with numbers, right? But this is what I think. I don't go with the crazy conspiracy theory. I think that Trump, this is not a knock towards Trump. I hope people understand that. Trump is not a politician. He could be beaten. He could be easily beaten in a debate, okay? That's where people make up their minds, okay? I can't understand why people don't see. Biden is a cherry pick so Trump could win. If they really wanted to beat Trump, they would have put in Bernie Sanders. I don't like him. I don't like Bernie Sanders.
But it's a good point, though.
Could have gotten somebody else where there's not so much dirt on. Biden has too much dirt, bro. There's audio of him.
Exactly. Oh my God,
yeah.
Biden.
Listen,
dude, 40 years. Let
me finish this point real quick, Jimmy. There's an audio tape that just came out. Okay, it just came out with him admitting to the quid pro quo that he took from the Ukrainians.
I got it. I recorded it. I can send it to you, dude. It's insane.
How's he gonna beat Trump?
He's in there. He's actually telling the dude, "Hey, this is this is the VP. Listen, the good thing you took care of that guy for me, and I mean you took care of him. Got Shogun in place. Okay, so to show you I'm a man of my word, I'm going to send you that $1 billion. It's insane. He's openly admitting he shook them down, got rid of the prosecutor who is now put back in place, and on top of that, the prosecutor got put in is gone, and they actually just filing charges against Biden in corruption in the Ukraine.
Can I just say something here real quick, Bucho? I'm not putting you on the spot, but I'm just asking you because do you think you could do a Renaissance right after this, or is it that
I'm
no?
fucking tired.
You're fucking
Yeah,
tired.
that's too much, man. After that, to do that to him, we'll just get it planned. That way, everybody will be on board.
Well, I'm just saying. I don't know if you guys can do it because if I could do one, but
I could do one tomorrow too if you want later on, or I could do one today. Tomorrow doesn't matter.
I can do second
Can you leave it playing, BDA?
Well, something like that, but I gotta take 15-20 minutes to eat something because I'm fucking starving.
Well, why don't we do this tomorrow? If everybody can do it, you know what I mean. That way, fucking Bucho, because if he's tired, I want Bucho because I really do like Bucho's
that's true,
point of views, and I want him fucking wide awake and sharp, and because he makes me think about
Well, you
things
guys
a lot.
can do one.
Brings a good.
I don't know about Mr. BDA if he wants to leave it running.
But Jimmy has a point, man.
Don't marinate it. Don't marinate it.
Gonzalo goes, don't marinate it. It's gonna be like. It's gonna be like
get a couple of talking points together myself too, because I'm fucking pissed off about this shit.
Well, you know what?
Away my gun rights.
If we do a second Renaissance, it doesn't have to be fucking 2 hours, 3 hours. It could just be like a nice little 45-minute hour discussion.
I'm down with you guys are.
We're doing it now, paisano. We're doing it now.
Bucho, send me the GIF there for the coming up next second Renaissance because I don't have it on the.
Okay.
Do you hear what I said, Bucho?
I think I know where it is. Yeah.
Okay.
Dude, I just ate a whole box of this Lindor chocolate. Just a bag, excuse me, not a box. A whole bag. What talking to you guys?
With the creamy centerpiece?
Yeah, man. I just
those are good. Hey, that butter centerpiece. It's just milk chocolate, and they add more butter to it. Oh, it's so bad for you. It tastes so good.
I know it's bad for you, man. I know it's bad, but damn, this was good.
It's like sex in your mouth once you hit that centerpiece.
What's it called?
I want to smoke a joint now.
Lint chocolates. It's the fucking chocolate balls with the little butterball fucking chocolate center.
It's from Lindor. You know, like the last name
Swiss.
Lindor, right? Like that.
Oh, I know which ones. What the hell, man? Because see, that's what happens when we recognize. His family leaves him alone for 2 hours. All of a sudden, he turns into a pregnant woman. Look at that.
I mean, chocolate. Dude, I'm even drinking wine. I got some red wine.
Fucking having some baked Alaska. Come on, man. What are you doing?
I think the testosterone levels are going down.
Yeah.
The doctor gave him some fucking.
I need some more TRT. Come on, man.
Right.
Hey, recognize fucking. Hey, did you see that shit on YouTube? You know how fucked up YouTube is getting too about taking down shit and authoritarian. Have you ever seen the breakdown? I got to get that. See, that's why I want to get a couple of. I need some time to pull some shit together. I got a video. Susan Wojcicki, the one who runs YouTube, the CEO, her sister is married to the guy who I guess is either in charge of Google or is one of the head dudes at Google. It's this whole. She was born in Silicon Valley out there in that same town. It's a fucking cabal of fucking left-wing psychos, a handful running all of this. Do you know they were taking down guys who were fucking got teaching hospitals at John Hopkins, doctors getting together, not some dude who smoked a joint. No, I think the Twin Towers went down on their own. You know what I mean? Like fucking being knuckleheads like us. These are like legitimate, people whose opinions matter. And they were having their videos removed from fucking YouTube. Yeah. Think about the fucking sickness behind that. About they're fucking trying to take. Why are they doing that? Because they were talking against the lockdowns. This is so. I'm telling you, it's deep.
Coronavirus is a hoax. It's a hoax. It's a hoax. It's a hoax.
All right. Listen, hold on. Listen, we're gonna end this one. Let me take 20 minutes off. See what we do. And if you haven't subscribed yet to the Second Renaissance, subscribe to Second Renaissance. That way, if there is a show, you can get the subscription alert. I mean, not the subscription alert. You can get the alert that we're on.
I want a cigarette right now. That's what I want.
Also, BDA, man, fucking, did you see that dude who beat up the old veteran in Detroit?
Oh, yeah.
You must have seen that,
this
right?
is why we got to do a second Renaissance.
Oh, check this out. Did you guys know he's a fucking LDBC affiliated dude?
I'm not surprised.
Nah, get the fuck out of here.
Wait. Time out.
Check this out.
Let's back this
fucking Hamanites ego there. Hamanites. That fucker tweeted out a fucking tweet with that kid talking about boxing, saying, "No, man, he's all fur zoned out. You can tell he's doing drool talk." He's like, "No, man, black people are the chosen one. And where's the white boxers? Where's the good white boxers?" And then fucking, yeah, no, it was he used to talk boxing, and when he did, and frequently he just had a YouTube page, not a ton of followers, but he would say, "Shout out to the LDBC."
Well, there you go.
That shit. Whoa! Rhetoric has consequences.
First of all,
that just fucking talk about a stain. President Trump tweeted about that dude.
Man. Be careful who you affiliate with.
Yep.
Trump's
What pro boxer now?
LBC.
Imagine that. What pro boxer now is going to want to fucking talk to that dude? Like, that story's, well, of course, if it was white on black, that if Jim Acosta would be at his front door calling his mother a fucking Nazi. But, I can they don't even say his name. They didn't even put his name in the paper because it goes against the narrative, white supremacy.
I can just wait for it now, though. People from the LDBC. But why didn't you say anything when Kovalev beat up a dog? And shut up. Stick to the issue.
What about when Kovalev smacked a horse in the ass? What about that? Like,
let's stick to the issue. Yeah, let's stick to the issue. What do you think about some fucking young guy beating up a veteran, old veteran, punching him over the head? What do you think about that? I suspect
with Alzheimer's disease, the dude couldn't even defend himself. He didn't even know what was going on. You know what I mean? Imagine, like, he has the mind of an infant. He's 77, laying in a pair of diapers in bed, no more, as helpless as a fucking infant. And this, I almost said the word. Wow, fucking stood above him, dude, and started fucking hammering shots into his face, over and over, until blood was dripping down his swollen head. He didn't even know what was going on. And this kid was almost getting this shot, and then helping him. Here you go. And then trying to line him up and then punching him some more. The sadistic guy.
Listen, I'm gonna say he knocked that guy out at least 3 times. He knocked that old man out 3 times and woke him up with other punches. Okay,
Disgusting.
I mean, this is a dude. Look, and people get mad when I say this. Like, why would you ever stick up for a dude like that? The only time I want to see a dude like that is to shoot him the fair one. I want to see. I want to see what I want to see is. I want to see if he is at least man enough to fight somebody who's healthy, strong, just like him. I want to see that, right? And if he folds, then he dies, right? You know the saying, right? Because a coward doesn't get sympathy. You don't give him sympathy. Okay, that's why I say, look, man. Sometimes people get beat up on the streets. There's a good reason. There's dudes in the hood that you'll see beating up a dude, and you're like, yo, he's taking advantage of him. Well, a lot of times they could be beating up a guy like him. You understand what I'm saying? They beating up a dude like that. It's just that he's not. It looks bad. The optics look bad because the guy's not fighting back, right? He's just like fucking cowarding up, and he's getting beat up. And that's what that's the only. I don't understand how you could stick up for a guy like this. Oh, he has mental issues. Oh, it was because slavery. Like, no, this guy's an abusive motherfucker. That's why he's doing that.
Look at this guy.
See the videos. Somebody saved some of the videos. It's pretty bad. Some of the videos that dude made, the shit he was saying about like white people and blacks that chose.
But wait a minute. I got a question. This guy was filming himself beating up. Like, who was filming that?
Yep, with himself. Yep, took his video phone. He showed himself real slow. Went down his arm till he showed his fist, and then you see this fucking old man laying in bed, and the guy leans over and then swap, starts punching him in the face.
First of all, real talk here. I'm gonna be serious here for a moment because whenever I get uncomfortable with this type of horrific subjects, I try to make fun of it or light of it because it's so horrific. But I mean, you take a look at this guy. Recognize hit the nail on the head because Recognize can read people. This is the type of guy that gets picked on the streets. You can tell from what I'd read before, because I didn't really go into depth in this article, but it said
listen.
But just real quick, this guy apparently he was going to a boxing gym, so you can. I'm pretty sure I know what type of personality he is at the boxing gym. He's the guy that goes in there and probably thinks he can beat everybody up, but doesn't really want to go in there to spar because he's gonna get shit kicked out of him. And think about it. What type of guy beats up an old man who's got Alzheimer's? You think it's a happy person? It's not. It's somebody with a
of course not. This is an evil. Listen, because I grew up in the hood, I know these types. Look, don't get it twisted. Do not go up to this guy if you're small. He'll hurt you. You see, he will. He will. He's got anger and he's got muscles and size. So you gotta be careful with guys like that. But you put a guy his size, you put him up in there, and that guy starts punching him, and he folds. It's insane. If he folds, you know he dies. Fuck it. You just
He looks like Errol
keep hitting him.
Spence.
Somebody was going to say something.
His
That's
name
the
is
classic
Jaden.
LDBC. That's the classic LDBC fan, by the way. Just like
Jaden Hayden is his name. Jaden Hayden. Well, yeah, something like Jaden Hayden or something like that.
Well,
No, I know
listen.
the paper wouldn't put his name up there.
He was
And if he's capable of doing that to this old white man that he doesn't even know, he's
That's the
capable
reason
of
why he did it. He did it because he's white. I've seen some of his other videos.
Also, he's capable of doing that to anybody. That means anybody he views weaker than him, he'll do that to them.
Oh yeah, no doubt. He's a sadistic fuck, but
So
he hates white people. He said it in his videos.
If he's got family members or he's got a girlfriend that has family members that are like weaklings or whatever, this is the type of guy that will beat them up when you're not looking.
I still can't get over the fact that this motherfucker recorded himself.
And uploaded it. He uploaded it too.
He just didn't think he had enough. It was some kid out of yes, I forget, but it was some kid was trying to get it for like a day. He was tweeting it and finally caught on. Yeah, then President Trump tweeted about it and then forget about it. And then Tucker, the kid was tweeting everybody. He was tagging everybody and finally caught on. But yeah, terrible. But
it reminds me of something. I spoke to a guy in my gym once. He was a prison guard for a medium security prison. And he was telling me about the dumb shit that some prisoners do, like they think they can get away with, and then they get caught. And I asked him, how can these people fucking think that way? He goes, listen, BDA, you got to remember, they don't think like you and me, these guys. You know, they grew up in a whole different world. They got a whole different mentality. They don't think about the consequences of what they do. They don't think 2 moves ahead. And I'm not saying I'm some sort of
The
mastermind. but I'm saying it's
consequences, they think about it when they're caught. When they
Exactly.
get caught, and yeah, that's when they start thinking about that.
Then they start saying, I didn't do anything.
He thought his friends were going to think he was cool, man. You know what it is, dude? When you're special needs, which that kid clearly is when you listen to him talk, he's probably hovering around 70 for an IQ, and I'm not even trying to be funny. 68's mentally retarded. So now he sits in front of his TV, and all he hears is the white devil, the white devil, the white devil, black people, racism, multicolor. And he's looking at the old man from the Jim Crow days, and because I've heard his other videos, I've heard him the shit he said. This is all what motivated him. So he's a product of the fucking news of the fucking. If that was a white kid the other way around, you think they would have not put his name, or do you think that okay? You think that, listen, it's instead of hearing the truth that black on white, violence, interracial crimes is widely disproportionately black on white, like not even, it's like 90% of interracial violent crime is black on white. But yet every time there's an Adrien, there's fucking people, I'm jogging with him. But what about, what's fucked up? What about 3 years or 4 years earlier when they shot that white girl? I talked about that. I went over, counted down to 5 and put a bullet in a toddler's face. Those 2 black kids.
Right.
To the mother,
listen.
give us your money. I don't have any. Counted down to 5 and executed her child in the same neighborhood.
All right, we're getting
Nobody
away from
fucking. Where was the I stroll with Ontario?
We're getting away from the initial subject here, which is this guy. I think I found his channel because somebody.
No, it's just a fuck. I was just saying, it's his dude. He's a product of the environment. It is white genocide, and I ain't gonna fucking
all right,
cover
Jimmy,
any less.
come on. Listen, hold on. This is the video of the guy because a news source found it, and this is his channel. His channel is Pranks and Dares or something like that. So this is all over the news. I'm not telling people something that's not already out there. So this is his top 5 greatest fighters of all time.
I think I should have put Floyd Mayweather as number 10. But I just had to.
By the way, he really needs to shave. If he's gonna go to prison, I hope they get him some nice shaving kits or something.
Yeah, I think he's slow though.
Huh?
He looks slow. He looks slow, like mentally retarded.
I think that's the least of his problems, huh?
I forgot that. Add some boxes. I'm gonna do top 5 greatest boxers of all time.
Jesus, Bucho, you weren't kidding, man. Listen how he talks.
Add some boxes. I'm gonna do top 5 greatest boxers of all time. Top 5. Number 1, Mike Tyson.
All right, now he's creating suspense, or he doesn't know that if you're gonna do a video, it's probably not a good idea to take a fucking 15-second sip from your Michigan dirty water. Hold on.
Like I said, iron chin, a lot of power. He beat a lot of the great boxers. Number 2, Muhammad Ali.
All right, I think that's enough, man.
Beat George.
Jesus, that I don't know what's more painful. I don't know what's more painful, watching him beating up the. What?
Well, I was going to say I think that's filmed from the hospital there because he's been in there for a while, I guess, and obviously he's got impulse control problems, so they probably have him on Thorazine, what makes everything low, and they drool. But yeah, no, he's fucking stupid, and then you mix that's dangerous when you're stupid and you're violent, and you have a hatred for people, and that's what happens. Yeah, he's a he talked boxing, and he would do shout out to the LDBC.
No kidding. There you have it, people. That's LDBC. That's the type of guys you got running around. They're beating up old people. Other people are getting into fights with Kenny Porter and try to use his girlfriend as a shield. My goodness gracious. That's great, man. The LDBC, stand-up community. Stand-up community. Now, some people are going to say, oh, come on, it's not all the whole LDBC. Well, I'm just saying, it's when you have people like this there, it's makes you think. Makes you think. All right, so what are people saying in the chat room? Shout out to the Boxing Jedi who's in the chat room. Johnny Boy says, I seriously, he's got a... Sakib Rafik says he's got a video where he claims Rihanna is a man. What, this guy? Anyway, listen, it wouldn't surprise me. Listen, guys, thank you for joining us. Remember, always, no matter what happens in life, you gotta be kind to everybody. Be kind and help those out. The people that can't help you back, those are the ones that you should help the most. All right? It's not about who can give you what in return. It's about who can't give you anything back in return. That's the measure of a true man. Somebody who helps out those out that can't help him. So go and get there and do a kind deed. Just a small kind deed a day.
Do unto others and run.
Remember, BDA, the passage in the Bible where the widow gives the 2 cents, the 2 coins she got left, the only 2?
I don't remember that one.
Yeah, she's broke and she's a widow and she's only got like 2 coins and she gave her.
If she wanted to earn 20 the hard way, I could have fucking hooked her up.
Oh, jeez. All right. Official Boxing Scorecard says, what's his channel's name? It's Pranks and Dares The Animal Ferrari. The Animal Ferrari, it's all close. It's all together. There it is. And his last video he posted was called Transvestigation Celebrity Guessing Game. Okay, so he thinks all celebrities are
Is channel still up?
What's that?
Is channel still up?
Yeah, and people are commenting on it. Like if you go to the latest comments here, whoever takes care of this fool will be an American hero. Why did you delete the videos of you beating elderly people until they bleed? Not just a fun prank anymore. Reminder that this guy beats up disabled old people. Jeez, Louis. See, that's
did
the
he
internet.
get arrested? Or what happened?
Yeah, he got arrested. Yeah.
Oh yes, no, he was arrested. Yeah, he's in custody now, no bail.
Oh shit.
They're obviously going to do a psych report. You know what I mean? They'll do I think it's a 51A where they're going to call. They'll have him meet with a psychiatrist before they even talk about posting bail.
Yeah.
They're going to obviously try to say he was mentally impaired, but he is.
Oh,
I mean,
yeah.
if you listen to him talk, he's clearly not all there.
Yeah, that's what all mentally ill people do. They just go around beating up elderly people. That's normal behavior. By the way, Amak PvP says the Bible states that rape is okay if you pay off the husband, boyfriend, or father. Is that the Old Testament or the New Testament? Because I don't fuck with the Old Testament. And even if it's in there, does that
thing?
No, it's not the same thing. And by the way, even if it's in there, does that invalidate the good that the Bible has? I gotta tell you, some of these hipsters that always come up here are like, "Oh man, the Bible. I don't dig the Bible." All right, don't dig it, man. Jesus, I don't gotta nitpick everything.
If you listen to the Bible, God could be a mean motherfucker too.
That's right.
That's the Old Testament, man. That's what I'm saying. The Old Testament. I don't fuck with the Old Testament.
Hey, we're talking good cop, bad cop. That's what the Bible is.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
I mean, let's be honest. That's it, man.
Listen, I don't even know that much about the Bible, but I can tell you what actually happened. Once in the 1990s, when all that priest shit came out in the Boston out of the Archdiocese, when that all started breaking and the molestation, that kicked the fucking Catholic Church in the nuts so hard. You could actually see that's when the change started, because instead of families, because even me growing up in a Boston neighborhood, everybody kind of was it was all the functions around the church, whether it was CYO dances or the fucking, sports shit. But even if you had really nothing to do with it, you understand what I'm saying? Nothing about the faith, but it was grounding. It was cultural. You know what I mean? Now all of a sudden, once that nothing filled that void. So that's the danger. I think it's kind of rudderless right now. And then you get comments like that. People just kind of picking on it more than anything. But
Man,
I think that's
the Catholic Church, they lost their way centuries ago. See, that's what I'm saying is you can't be a part of, I'm part of this group, I'm part of that group. I believe in the Bible 100% or I don't believe it at all. That's not, man. Read the Bible, find the good in it, discard the bad, which there's a lot of bad in there. Same thing with the churches and the groups, and just go by your own intuition and your own logic, man. And you'll do fine with it.
It's like
Exactly.
Bill Cooper. It's like Bill Cooper said a long time ago. Imperfect men can never rule over imperfect people. And all
There
best
you
you
go.
could do is get quality as much equality as much as you can, like equal justice for everybody. That's the best scenario you could do. And if you start fucking with that, then you really got nothing.
Exactly. That's very well said, man. Very well said. Bill Cooper. We're going to talk about him on the Second Renaissance one of these days. Listen, fellas, it's been 3 hours and 20 minutes. Thank you for joining us. I don't think we're going to do Second Renaissance today. I don't know. But I mean, listen, I'm going to... There's no guarantees because I got to go fucking take a shower and eat. I'm fucking starving over. And no, I don't have any chocolates like Recognize has. Fucking dangling chocolates in front
do
of
what
us.
you gotta do, man. We'll put one together though. We'll get it ready.
All right, yeah, fantastic. Fantastic, man.
All right.
All right. And listen, I want to thank you
be
guys
good,
again.
man. BDA, Bucho, Recognize all you guys. Gonzalo, all you guys be good, all right? Be safe.
All right, take care, guys.
Glad you guys are all there. All right.
Take it easy,
Peace.
fellas. Thank you again for being on. I really appreciate it. I want to give a shout out to Mark, who was here. Recognize, of course, Jimmy, Gonzalo, Bucho, who dropped in late. I mean late, but I'm saying later. Who else did I miss? Did I miss somebody? I don't think so. Oh, Johnny Boy. Can't forget Johnny Boy. Jeez, Luis. I'm taking over his memory. Fucking I'm tired now, man. I'm losing my train of thought. Anyway, listen. Johnny Boy was having memory issues. Now it's me. But listen, guys, thank you for joining us. Really appreciate it. Before we go, I want to give a shout out to everybody that donated with the super chat, and that is, of course, where am I here? Johnny Boy, Unrivaled, Sakib Rafiq. Thank you guys for joining us. Really appreciate it. Really takes us a long way. Every little bit counts, man. I'm telling you, there's no such thing as just this amount, that amount. Everything helps. Speaking of everything helps, Alex Collins just donated and he says fist bump. Shout out to Alex Collins. Thanks a lot, man. Really appreciate your contribution. And everybody who joined us, everybody who listened to the show as well. Thank you for the likes. Thank you for the subscribes. Don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe button. Check out BDA Live or secondary channel. And check out Second Renaissance if you haven't subscribed already. We will be coming up to you soon with a podcast. Like Bucho says, sign up for the BDA Kumetai. If there's somebody that you want to debate on a certain subject that you disagree with them. Kumetai. Ow.
¿Cómo está?
Okay, that's not what it is. All right, listen.
Thank you guys for slapping the ass.
That's not slapping the ass. Anyway, guys, thank you for joining us. Really appreciate it. Shout out to everybody who joined us. Give a shout out to...
Peace, everybody.
See ya, man. Shout out to Gonzalo, Fury Glove, Amac PvP, Guerrero de la Info, Tony Yayo, Jonathan Morrison, Smarty Jones, Nes Mendoza, Wesley Mitchell, Pink Panther, Truth Sons, Official Scorecard Boxing, SSB28, The Boxing Jedi. Check out his channel, The Boxing Jedi. Triple JJJ, Reverend Pickles, everybody who called in as well. Abe Faria, Alex Collins, T-Tone was in there as well. Shout out to T-Tone Toledo. There was also another Tone, just Tone alone. Rick Rocca. Guys, thank you for joining us. We'll catch you on the next one. Take it easy. Enjoy your Saturday. Enjoy your weekend. And I gotta get the fuck out of here. Thank you for joining us, guys.
I'm disappointed in every one of you.
I'm sorry, I don't mean to offend you.
I'm disappointed in every one of you.
I kiss you on the mouth?
No, I'm not cool with that. I'm sorry.
One more time. I'm disappointed in everyone of you.
I mean, I'm dealing with degenerate animals.
I'm disappointed in everyone. Totally. Disappointed in everyone of you. All right, come on.
Honestly, I can't do it, man.
I'm disappointed in everyone. Then let me tell you why.
It's gonna be all right, Nicky. Go ahead, shoot.
He just killed a little fucking man.
What are you going to do about it?
You're happy because you got nothing. You don't got a thing. You're happy because you got nothing.
Lobito!
You got nothing.
I want to get out. I want to get out of this rat hole. I want to get online. I need
BDA Boxing.